right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. Feeling a little off today. I'm not sure why. So hopefully this pre-market show will get me back into the groove here that I need for trading. So
Oh, absolutely, man. We will definitely get you back into it and hopefully get you in the mood, in the routine to get rocking and rolling this morning. All right, friends. Welcome over on YouTube and also in our chat. Welcome, guys. Hopefully, you guys are feeling well and did well yesterday as well. Quick look at our gappers list here, brought to you by TradingTerminal.com, which just froze. I'm resetting it. There it is. A little bit in the green, a little bit in the red. Nothing crazy going on. So pretty calm this morning. Market is higher. So people are excited. Do we believe this? The bottom is in. Are we going in that direction? So much uncertainty. Others think that we're not done here. We're coming back down, and some believe, some, not many, believe that we might just be heading back up. So who knows? But we will be here to see what happens. Nevertheless, we're taking great advantage of this, guys. You saw yesterday great trading out of Tesla, Nvidia eventually got going, but it's just everything moving up after, again, some good beatdowns, Peter, we'll call it that. All right, let's go over to our U.S. economic calendar and see what's happening for today.
got to recover from the beatdowns. Yes, indeed. We do actually have things on the economic calendar today. So starting with building permits that came out a little bit earlier this morning, pretty much dead on target. This represents about a 1% decrease from the previous period, but it met the target, within like 3,000 permits. So that's right on. We got a couple of Fed speakers. In fact, a couple of speakers that are speaking multiple times. Oh, and my list got shortened again. Williams, for instance, is doing some opening remarks for a conference at 9:05, and then speaks again this afternoon at 2:35. We also have the home price index that's coming out at 9, so we can talk to you about that during the show, and the consumer confidence, which we can also talk to you about a little bit later. So a number of different, all sort of second tier, I would say, economic indicators. However, the market has been looking for any good news. So if we do get some good news on these, maybe there'll be a positive market movement. That being said, this home price index is one of the ones that I was looking at. 4.6% increase. We've been going up fairly heavily over the last couple of periods, and another 4.6% increase on home prices. It's not as bad as it was back in 21, 22, of course, when prices were going up crazy amounts like 18-20%, but they are certainly it's certainly not where people want the prices to be, like we were at the beginning of 2024 when we actually were seeing negative growth or closer to zero. So yeah, we're heading back towards peak growth. I got to feel bad. I've got kids that are at the age where they would be expecting to buy homes, and it's really tough if you're just starting out. Like I honestly say, in a single generation, like between when I bought my first house and when my kids are trying to buy their first house, it is radically different and so much tougher. We hear about that all the time, but I honestly believe it. Like because I can see it over the course of my lifetime that it is not the same. I had it so much easier to buy a first house, to live on a single income even. And we're only talking about like early 90s when I was sort of doing things and building up my life. And I feel very fortunate that I sort of grew up at the age I did, because, yeah, it is a lot tougher now. I mean, I always use the analysis. So when I bought my first house, the very first house I bought, I paid $127,000 for it. That exact same house went on the market just a year ago for almost $900,000. Absolutely ridiculous to me. Like I can't even fathom it. So anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
being said, we'll find out how house prices, if I can spit it out, are going to go up. That'll be later this morning. In the meantime, we got a couple of interesting things moving, so I'm looking forward to getting to the gappers list because we've got some. Not a lot on it, but the things that are on there are a little bit interesting. So
Yeah, they sure are.
Get to it.
Let's get right to it, friends. Let's go over to DJT. It's the first one on deck this morning, leading the way. We are up 10% right now, 953,000 shares trade. So we do got some good volume on it today. We've seen this stock so many times get even better volume than this morning, and the trading is very difficult. Last night they really got a nice pop here, though. If you look at it last night after hours, this is the close here of yesterday, and just look at the move. And today we're holding that at least, but again, as far as intraday trading, I've seen way better catalysts, way better volume, and it's been a tough one to trade, Peter. So I'm not sure what's taking this up 10% today. Obviously, something is in play, and they're seeing the benefits this morning.
Yes, indeed. They do have news. They have announced a partnership with Crypto.com to launch a number of ETFs. So, through the Trump Media and Technology Group, they've, of course, got their fintech brand Truth.fi, which has signed what they're calling non binding agreements, which means they don't actually have to do anything. But we know that Truth or Trump Media and Truth Social groups often, they they move on the news, not on what they actually deliver. So really, it's and that's very typical these days, right? But buy, sell the sizzle, so to speak. But yeah, they're up 10% this morning on the news that they're going to be launching these ETFs. I no real details about what they're going to look like, other than they're going to be comprised of digital assets as well as securities with a made in America focus. Nothing you wouldn't expect out of the Trump Media and Technology Group. So, look, it might provide some interesting trading when this thing does move. It can actually give some tradable moves. And I noticed that after hours yesterday is when it really sort of most of this 10% came in. Not doing a lot pre-market, really. Yeah, as Carlos is showing us on the screen, that most of the sort of jumps happen in a couple of sort of spurts here after the close yesterday. So, yeah, I'm a little skeptical about whether the volume is going to continue into the open today. But it might be interesting to take a look at it just to see what it does. Does it hold this level? Does it drop back down? It's really impossible to tell with this because it's done all of the above in the past. So whatever it does, as I said, might be worth watching this one.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. So I'll keep it on deck here. Might put in a secondary. Again, I'm not a big fan of the way it trades at times, so on a secondary for now. But I do see yesterday, speaking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and all this other stuff, look at the day Merit had yesterday. They had a big, big day. I know Hood also was moving higher. You guys called it out a couple of times. Not as big as Marin and some other ones. I'll show you Iron Q. Iron Q as well had a big day yesterday. Look, this is Hood right here. I mean, again, they were gapped up and they continue moving higher. But look at Iron Q. Look at the move here. So a lot of these traded very, very well. MSTR, you guys called it out as well, had a nice big move here. So again, just a lot happening there. Not sure if it's correlated with that. Obviously, this all helps the whole entire sector. So we got some big moves there. We'll see how that looks. Our gappers list next is going to be this one just came up here, up 50%. Low flow at 29 million shares traded. It is ALMS. So let's go ALMS. Can't recall we've seen this one before, but let's see here. Lower price. Right now, up 50%, man, 900 to 1,000,000 shares. It's just cranking. Look at these numbers go here. They're just cranking, man. It's just going to be at 800 in no time. Wow. This is nice, Peter. Are you thinking about going long here? What are you thinking? What are we doing?
No, I know. This I would consider this one of those high risk. It's not. It's sort of a low float, but not quite. We have seen this in the past, but not very often. A Loomis Bio, is it bio? They're a biotech, anyways. I'm not sure if they're just called a Loomis Inc. I guess. Anyways, but they are developing a number of different treatments, if I could say, and they've collaborated with Kraken Pharmaceutical. Kaken? There's no R in there. I said Kraken, but that's release the Kraken, not it. Kaken, Kaken. I don't know how to say that, but anyways, they've got a joint licensing agreement for ESK001, which is a dermatological solution that they're going to release in Japan. So it's bringing the stock higher. yeah, nothing I'm going to trade though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like something I would like. It'll be fun to watch, but I don't think I'll be trading this here. 1 second, let me just clear this up. All right, so yeah, ALMS again, entertainment, right? We'll see where it goes. I'll come back to it a little bit later, but right now I don't. It's not going to be on my list, that's for sure. And then last one on the list, Peter, Lunar. LUNR is up on the list this morning, and these guys are gapping up 4.1, as you can see here. A little bit of a support over the last couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 here, around 7. Had a big day yesterday and continuing today. Again, light volume on this one. Obviously, yesterday saw great volume. I don't think that is going to continue, but it all depends. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, they look. I said this before when they had earnings that this company is not really valued based on its earnings because they run a bunch of fixed price contracts. They did state in their earnings call that they were expected to expand and diversify their revenue sources, which the market still and I still remain skeptical about because right now basically they're on a fixed price contract with NASA, and I don't know that there's that big of a market for lunar exploration vehicles, but I suppose there's probably other applications for the technology. Anyways, they basically increased their profit outlook, which means they must believe that they're in line for some other contracts somewhere, although haven't really seen details about that and what that means. So maybe there's a lunar vehicle coming to a shopping mall near you, one that won't tip over. I don't know, but they're getting a little boost having released that news. That clearly they must be close to announcing some sort of contract. Again, another one that I'm skeptical about, to be honest, as to whether it's going to be able to grow because or continue the volume throughout the day. Just because we've seen it sort of even when it's got lunar landings in the offing, the volume doesn't continue throughout the day. So might be just a pre-market blip, and it's not going to do much. That's my guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I won't be watching. It's a fun stock, fun to see what they end up doing at times and how things go. But for the most part, won't be taking a look at it. Let's answer this question here in chat. So Finance Finesse is asking, do we trade mainly options or do we do futures or is it margin trading? So we do equity for the most part. So the most part, the majority of us just trade equities. There's a couple of people that do options. I was trying options for a while. It's good, but it's a little more complicated. But we have a couple of options traders like Jared, Avi trades options, and then futures traders. I don't know any futures trader. I think Thor might be doing some futures
Thor,
here and there,
yeah.
but that's the only trader I know that does futures. Other than that, I don't know anybody else. But yeah,
Oh,
but that's
Sean. Sean says
Sean
he
does.
trades futures.
Okay, there we go. So
So
we got a mixed bag of everything here in the community. So, but majority of us are doing equities, and then from once you learn equities, you learn the basics. From there, you can kind of transition to anything else that you're interested in. But I think learning the equities part can be very helpful. All right, let's take a
yeah.
look.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
and absolutely, I mean, it's essential. Pretty much all the traders that would trade futures and options in the room do so based on the underlying equity price. They're not pure options traders, of which there are many, right? Where they basically just worry about option valuations and do it on that basis. Most of the way that this community has grown up and continues to trade is you can certainly trade those derivative products, but again, the way I've seen Avi and Thor and Sean and the rest of them do it, it's based on the movement of the underlying equity. So to your point, Carlos, yeah, understanding equities, price action and movement, and the things that drive them is sort of core to making that work.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Hopefully, we answer your questions there. Let's take a look here, guys. And that covers our gap up. Again, not a whole lot there this morning, just these three. Peter, before we continue, do you have anything you like on your end that maybe we haven't talked about yet?
I was surprised to see Apple continue its growth. Yesterday, it ended strong. It didn't really have, it sort of had a pretty choppy day. A lot of stuff really started choppy. I mean, if you were watching the right thing yesterday, you could have been really happy. If, like Carlos and I, you were watching the wrong thing, then you weren't so
Seriously,
happy
man.
at the
Yeah.
open. Were you?
Oh,
Carlos and I, man, we did not have a good morning. I mean, like
brutal.
Nvidia is just a great example of super chop first thing, and then it got then it got going, and it actually had a move. But man, like was it really tough at the open? That open trading was just ugly, fugly, I might even say.
Yep.
But there was other things like Tesla. If that was your baby, then Tesla really sort of took off right at the open, and you had a glorious day. So, anyways, this to the close yesterday, Apple had sort of a good strong close when not everything was. And I noticed it's continuing that move higher this morning. So I was thinking maybe that's worth watching. Tesla, just based on the strength of what it did yesterday, because again, it had that strong open and it built upon it. Like I was watching Tesla all day for a reversal, and thank goodness I never took one because I would have not like it would not have worked out well for me. Tesla was not
Yep.
in the mood
Yep.
to reverse yesterday. So yeah, it was going strong. So I think those, both are green so far this morning. Both are worth watching. Might be opportunities. The other one that was a little bit of a surprise, especially compared to its peers for me, was AMD. My old buddy AMD. A little bit choppy right at the open, but yeah, it took off and kept going for the rest of the day. Big strong move yesterday. So I noticed it's green this morning just by a little bit, by a small margin, but and its volume is relatively low, but I would say average for what it does. So might be worth keeping an eye on AMD this morning as well. So those are sort of my three picks of the major stocks that I tend to watch.
All right, awesome. I'm gonna put the volume up, guys. Now here, give me. So if you blasted your volume on your speakers, put them down, because I see what happened. Our master volume slider
Oh.
slid down here like if I was DJing, but I wasn't. I promise. So it's gonna go all the way up now. As we're putting it up here, hopefully I'm not blowing up your ears. It's going up a little
Okay.
higher. We're at 70%, 85, 90, 100. So hopefully we did that very smooth, and you're not mad at us blowing up your ears. All right, there it is. Okay, friends, let's get to it. So right now, Tesla, Nvidia on my main list, and then DJT on the secondary. Although I feel like putting Nvidia in the crapper for treating me the way it did yesterday, but it's a stock that it can do so well. So we're gonna have it there for now. All right, let's take a look at our gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com, friends. So here, only three. It's another one that kept going in and out here. He thought it was my computer. No, if it's not too loud, you got to put it down on your end, right? So use your knob now. Now you got to do your part. Use your knob and just bring it down. Expiring day trader. Funny. All right. MLGO here.
Geo.
Oklo and QUBT are the only ones on the gap up list. Let's start with the first one, MLGO right now. Let's take a look at that one. And okay, what we got going on here? So yesterday, first let's look at yesterday. Look at this day here. This thing just took off yesterday. It's had a really big day, $4 to 14. Man, that is nice. Today they're gapping down, right, giving some of those earnings back after what seems to be a beautiful run. It's so funny. No one did we missed this. No one mentioned it in chat yesterday. I didn't see it on any of the scanners, but this thing just slowly just grind higher, and it had great volume. So I'm not sure if anyone played this one yesterday. But Peter, obviously a tremendous day yesterday. You could tell here by the daily. Not again. We were trading. We didn't see this one. So what's going on with it today?
Yeah, it's sort of weird on micro algo. They yesterday afternoon, I saw an announcement for them in our Benzinga feed that said that they were looking at potentially buying back shares because they had a bunch of cash. So I think that's why it jumped up. Because normally it's good news because it would reduce the supply and it shows confidence of the company in their own stock. But the news this morning is that they're issuing a secondary offering, and they're going to be issuing like 20. And this is weird. They're going to be issuing $20 million worth of shares at 80 cents a share. But this is a stock that's trading at $12, $12 to $13 a share. So, well, at least it is this morning. Yesterday, it was much closer to the 80 cents a share. So, so that would be significantly dilutive news. So it makes sense to me that it's dropping from, this morning, but that big rise up yesterday is almost like an artificial price increase. Like were they faking it just to boost the price so that when it drops, they only lose some of what they got yesterday. I don't know. It's a little strange. It feels like it was a little manipulated, to be honest, on that. But yeah, it's tough to tell because I can't find that news anymore about them about the share buyback. So again, it looked like it came over the wire, but it wasn't a formal press release or anything. So it seems like they maybe did a good job of seeding some rumors that they gave a significant price jump. Now that they're actually releasing the news, that it's just clawing back some of the fake gains. Anyway, some of the gains that they had. So either way, look, is this one going to be in play? I don't know. It's hard to borrow this morning, which means you can't short it. And I don't know, the price action from a distance looks good, but I've got it on my screen right now, and it is not moving. Like there are no single shares trading hands. So I'm not sure what to make of this. 3.2 million shares traded, it says this morning, but as I'm watching it now, the whole time I've been talking, I think I've seen about 300 shares traded hands. So I'm not sure what to make of it.
Yeah, it sure doesn't look explosive. I see it here again. It looks very, very quiet right now. We got 3.2 million traded somehow. Hard to borrow, so we cannot even short this one today. Again, micro algo, we've seen it before. It's just I'm not sure on it. I do want to see where it goes here, though. I am going to have as a secondary just to kind of see how the price action is going to be today, just after such a big day. So I'm going to put it on my secondary list so I don't forget to look at it. But it's not one that I'm planning to trade this morning unless we see something spectacular out of it. But I do want to see where it goes. So we'll be on my secondary list for now. Back to our list, we have Oklo, OKLO. So Oklo this morning, we are moving up. We're moving down actually, 5.7 this morning, moving up so far in the session from the pre-market lows is what I'm looking at. But so far still down 5.7, not almost a million shares traded. On the daily, you can see here we had this big drop, right? We had a couple of days where this thing was getting some decent moves here, some increase in volume, and we saw the payouts of that. And since then, since all of March, really, it's just kind of been quiet, right? So not sure what it means today. We have an increase in volume this morning. Not sure if you have any news rolling on this one, Peter, that might be interesting to watch today. But the volume is there for sure. As we're seeing, it hit 1 million now.
Yeah, I can't promise it'll be interesting to watch today, but they do have news, and it's not good news. Their reactor technology that they're developing, this Project Aurora, has been delayed once again. So now it looks like it's being pushed to 2028, which is a delay of another year. They'd already announced several delays previously, and the stock had seen a significant increase in valuation on the assumption that this would be relatively short term. Remember, this is nuclear energy we're talking about, so usually development in this field is not something that happens quickly, but they were promising a fairly rapid development cycle with their modular reactor technology, which is going to be a new approach. They're not the only company, right? We've seen companies that are talking about both modular and small scale reactor technology development. Oklo is on the front end of that, and their valuation sort of reflected the expectation of near term a relief to energy concerns in the U.S. and elsewhere, specifically being able to give, sort of meet the energy demands that were expected to be driven by AI and other sort of high energy consumptive technologies, including, like electric cars and the need for more electric power. So, anyways, the fact that they're delaying it again is not good news, and I think Oklo could very well be in play because that is concerning, right? Their valuations are very high for a technology that's not going to see the light of day anytime soon. But Carlos, like you said, with 1 million shares, it looks okay. It is a NYSE stock, so New York Stock Exchange is always hard to judge pre-market. So this could be a great play. It might be worth keeping an eye on just in case it sort of really gets some movement after the open. It is down about 5% this morning. That being said, the price action direction has been upwards ever since about 5 o'clock this morning. So it was really last night and then in the very early hours that it dropped to its lows. It looks like it's recovering some. So, yeah, maybe like our list is light, so might want to put it on the list.
Yeah, our list is light, so we actually can't afford to have this one on there. And again, we've seen it trade very well, and hopefully this catalyst can do some of that for us today. So I'm going to go over here and put that one on the list as well. Next, we have XBEV. So let's take a look at XBEV and see what's going on there. We are down 5% this morning, 706,000 shares traded. Daily, again, you see a little bit of a drop here. Very gappy stock, obviously. A lot of the big move happens after or before hours here. As far as today's pre-market action, just look how bland it is, right? Which is we had the drop, we have the volume, just kind of going sideways though. So we see a lot of that out of XBEV. Peter, again, I'm not sure if any news because this thing does this without even getting any major catalyst. But today they're down 5%. Wonder if there's anything happening here.
I don't know. I mean, yesterday afternoon they had some news, or at least it came out for us yesterday afternoon, that XPeng here is going to be launching their XP supercharging stations in mainland China and beyond. They did announce specifically that they're going to be putting them in Hong Kong later this year, starting with the Lai Sun Commercial Center at the Convention Plaza. If you're familiar with Hong Kong, which I am not, so I have no idea where that is. But anyways, apparently they're going to be putting these supercharging stations in, and they have plans to install over 2,000 more charging spots, which is generally good news. But they're expanding the network with the support, of course, of the Chinese government. I don't know if this is just sort of a fallback after that relatively positive news yesterday. Although yesterday, just looking at the price action, it was dead flat and it really didn't do much of anything. So I don't think it's tradable. Maybe it's dropping down this morning just on the basis that NIO, one of its major competitors, got a downgrade, and it could just be a little bit of negative sympathy action here with the downgrade on NIO, as people were, the analysts are expecting that NIO is going to remain cash flow negative for longer than originally anticipated. So that's speculation on my part, but I don't see what other news would be driving it.
Yeah. I don't like it. Again, guys, it hasn't given us any reason to look at this stock, even when it has gapped down like this and had volume. So, but if you have space to watch it, let me know if you guys look at it and if you see something that you like. Last on the list is going to be QUBT. And as I see here, we are down 3.4 on this one. 663,000 shares traded. Had a decent day yesterday with many of the tickers just taking off here. Mara seemed to have had the biggest move. I mean, they went from 12 all the way to about 15 here. So really nice pop there. And then Hood, IonQ, everything else a little bit higher. IonQ had a nice gap up, as you guys saw yesterday. And it did continue as well. So gapped up, continued today. Just slightly below the previous day close on a lot of these, including QUBT. So again, they're not explosive. If you do expect maybe a secondary play on these, any of these could be great. You could look at Hood as well. Take a look at anyone that might be pushing higher. I like Hood though. Look how Hood is above the previous day close. Had a big day, not a big day, but had a green day yesterday. A couple of green days prior to that before the gap up yesterday. This could be a good one today. It was good at the market open as well. So if you guys saw this, if you guys were watching it, did take off pretty clean here. Did held the continuation as well. So this could be exciting, Peter. What do you think about Hood on the gappers list today, or any of these tickers that we just covered?
Yeah, I mean, look, you started with QUBT, which I was looking at, this quantum computing. They're building a foundry. It's a much smaller foundry than the one that Intel, the consortium with Intel, is leading, and that's expected to reach completion hopefully by the end of this year. But it's really unproven in terms of their, what type of chips are they actually going to be able to develop and I wanted to say grow, but develop. Produce is the right term here. You don't grow them. That would be freaky if we're actually growing. Anyways, never mind. There's a lot of skepticism over this because they don't actually have they don't have any customers for this foundry, and of course their own compute technology is not near fruition at this point. So, but this is an Arizona chip foundry that they're building. So anybody, if anybody lives near that, you can tell me. Does it look cool? Is it maybe if it looks cool, it'll get a growth spurt, but there's concerns anyways that have been raised over the health of that foundry and again how well it's going to be able to produce chips, because you need pretty exacting science and infrastructure to really, produce the high-end chips, especially the very sensitive AI chips that they manufacture. I've only had limited exposure to this, but I know when I used to work for Nortel, I visited a chip fab once, and it is super cool, man. How they
Oh
had it on a
yeah,
floating deck, like it was a building in a building, and it floated to make sure
yeah.
that it completely eliminated seismic activity. And anyways, and of course the clean room tech that they had to have and everything. Pretty cool stuff. But anyways, so I don't know. I'm not sure whether quantum's going to move today or not. These are just fun to watch. Watched it yesterday. Didn't find any good trading opportunities, but like I mentioned, I'm going to continue to keep it on my list just in case. You mentioned Hood as well. Hood has had some moves over the last little while. We might get a sympathy move out of Hood because with the announcement of DJT that we talked about a little earlier, and the fact that they're releasing some crypto ETFs, Hood could be the platform that people choose to buy those through. Now, if you're looking to buy one, well, I mean, look, they're not available yet. Let's be clear, right? They've announced the intent to develop these things, but they are not developed, nor are they available. So Hood's ability to capitalize on that is a little ways away from the current time frame, but they did have some good price action yesterday. Wasn't one that I was actively watching, but I did catch on to it later in the morning and watch this growth as it sort of skyrocketed a couple of dollars here, and really sort of very strong price action at the open. So maybe if it can continue that again today or do it again today, it might be a good trading opportunity. It's only up 1%, but with over 1 million shares traded, it might be worth keeping on a list.
Yeah, yeah. I like it here. I'm going to add it to my main list. I think we can get some action out of it. Let's see. Let's see where it goes. All right, that Peter, that covers our gap up and down this morning. So again, just not a whole lot. I see CRMD making its way over here. Just made its way to the list. CRMD. Just gonna pull that one up to see what's going on here. So this thing is just getting the volume. That's why we did not see it earlier. But man, down 20%. Core Medics, so maybe a pharmaceutical company, some kind of medical device here, but they're down 20%, 400,000 shares traded. My concern when I look at this daily is just that we might not get the volume that we need for this to be a great trader, depending on the catalyst. Because look at this, up to 13, that's our pre-market high, down to 860. Man, that is wild. If we had a good volume, this could definitely be a good one to watch. But Peter, it doesn't seem like it gets volume at all. I mean, look at here, the daily is very, very thin for the most part.
No, they had earnings earlier, released their earnings earlier this morning. I haven't been following the earnings on much of anything because they're not the type of company we normally look at. But they did release their fourth quarter data, and it looks like they beat top and bottom line. So had a good quarter, and forecast came in sort of to the low end of, well, basically just below the midpoint of the analysts' expectations. So I assume that's why it's dropping, and it explains sort of the pop and drop that it had. Because usually earnings, that's what happens, right? As it sort of settles out, people figure out which way this one's going to go. But yeah, Carlos, not a target for my list.
Yeah, I don't like it here, so we'll keep that one off. All right, guys, that covers our gap up. Let's see what you guys like this morning. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that you have on deck, guys. Let's take a look over at. Actually, Peter, did you cover anything for the gap down first before we move forward?
We didn't. I mean, we mentioned quantum. I see most of quantum gapping down this morning, so I think it's probably be I said, whether you want to watch QUBT, we already talked about, or one of the others, you can certainly do that. I noticed that one of our members was talking about BB. Was it BBAI? Okan wanted us to look at the Big Bear AI, not one I've looked at in a while. I was hoping you would call that up, Carlos, because I want to hear you say it.
Big Bear AI. What's the ticker? BI.
BBAI.
BBAI. There it is. BBAI. Beautiful thing. Big Bear. There you go.
I was sort of looking for one of your no-no-no-nos.
Oh, but, you want me to give you? I thought you was gonna give me a catalyst on this that I might have liked. You want to see?
No, I don't have a cat. I looked it up. I didn't see anything happening. I'm not sure why it's on Okan's list, but I don't see any. I don't see any particular driver for this today. So, I mean, unless I'm missing news, which is possible. it doesn't look that interesting to me.
There it is, my friend.
You go. Thanks. Appreciate
You know, I was talking to
but
the
anyway,
person that made this GIF. He was in chat today, Matthew. I'm gonna call him Matthew because the end of his name has a lot of vowels, and you know, I'm Hispanic, so once you get to a lot of vowels, it kind of gets confusing for us because now you're going to pronunciations, and which is, you know, it's like this very strict and simple. But yeah, Matthew was reminded me he made this GIF for us, man. It was awesome, really really good stuff. We love that thing. All right, yeah, we don't like it, guys. Let's take a look at what else you guys like this morning. But I do have my list is very light right now. I have Tesla, Nvidia, Hood on the secondary list. If I could get it out, DJT and MLGO are on here as well. I see many people throwing out POTR. I know that was still another one period that was really good yesterday as well. It did have another beautiful breakout. So, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong one here. There it is. POTR had a beautiful breakout yesterday, and again, pretty crappy in the middle of the day, but the morning was really nice. The morning was awesome. Nice breakout there. I mean, this breakout starts around, we'll call it 92.50 all the way to 97.50, guys. I mean, that is incredible. Today's pre-market action looks even better than yesterday's. Right now, where I know the percentage up of gap up might not seem like it, right? Only almost a little less than 1% right now, but the move itself 94 to again around 97.80. I mean, this stock could just move, and I really like the daily here, man. Thanks for who mentioned this, whoever mentioned this, you guys over on YouTube in the chat, thank you so much. This is a good one. It's gonna be on my list today.
Yeah, PLTR.
Yeah,
LTR continues to have the ability to move without any news, so which is good. I like that, right? As I mentioned, I think it was yesterday, that I will continue to keep it on. And sort of made it onto my semi-permanent list. While I watch it every day, just because you never know when it's going to get a move, and that move yesterday was a good example. Yeah, might be worth keeping an eye on. Another one I see V mentioning here, SMCI. SMC, I don't know how people trade SMCI. Like, it gets movement at random times, but just look at it for yesterday. If you could look at maybe a 5-minute chart on it yesterday, Carlos. Brutal, man. Look at that open, like absolutely disgusting open, and then it suddenly drops, suddenly shoots all, retraces all of that, and then goes higher, and then just settles out and goes quiet again. Like, has 2 hours of just craziness, and then it calms down again. And I saw no specific catalyst for that. Like, how do you predict that type of movement? Like, I just would not be able to trade that because it's I don't know. I can't technically manage it. So
yeah. And, I mean, and this is similar to what Nvidia did to me yesterday. I mean, just the man is back and forth. The third run, it actually took off, right? But yeah, the same thing here. It's just horrible start. Did get better later in the day, but it's not an easy trader. I do have to say, I do like the daily. I mean, look how this daily is winding up, Peter. It looks like we're squeezing into a point here, so maybe some kind of breakout, and it looks somewhat more to the bullish side if I had to pick one, right? So maybe some kind of breakout with volume. They get great volume for some reason already at almost 1 million shares, just shy of that by 100K. Yeah, I gotta tell you, it looks good, man. I'm with you. It trades poorly at times, like we saw there, but it's hard not to keep on the list. I'm gonna put it here on the secondary at least, and let's see where it goes. I do like this daily, and pre-market action looks attractive, but I will be extremely cautious of that chop that you might get at the market open. Good morning, Andrew Anderson chat. Someone asked me earlier on YouTube, guys, you guys are very active in chat. I love it today. So you guys are awake. Yesterday was like, we're kind of sleepy getting into it. But today you guys are like on, can't use that word. That's not right. But you're on the white powder today, man. You guys are just rocking and rolling. So I like it. I like it. All right, let's see here. We don't want to get canceled, but somebody asked me, what do we focus on if we focus on low flow stocks? And we actually don't. We actually the opposite. We focus on mid to large flow stocks. We might look at these lower flow stocks just for fun, but for the most part, that's not what we really. That's not our focus. But we look at them. Sometimes you can find good opportunities. But man, you just gotta know what you're doing. I know it's fun to see a stock that's at $3 that can possibly go to 12, and you take just 1,000 shares and you make a boatload of money. But it can also go the other way. So just be very careful. You just cannot build consistency at first if you're not experienced. When you're experienced, absolutely, you could do that all day. But when you're not experienced in trading low flow stocks, you just got to be very careful. One more thing. I saw a great post, Peter, on YouTube. I forgot the author or the creator. He said, you know, people will work for $20 an hour, but won't take like a 50, 100 to $150 trade, right? They want more, and it's like, damn, that's so true. That is so true. So just be thankful for what you can get. You don't got to load the boat and get a ton of money every single time. Consistency is king. All right, let's see what else, friends. Luna, we looked at. Brian, we didn't like it as much today. There's some potential there. Amazon, we haven't looked at. Let's take a look at our good buddy Amazon, and we'll look at SoFi next here. Amazon right now, again, just part of the Max 7 pushing higher here. Everything was somewhat green yesterday. I don't see anything explosive. And if you look at Apple, right? If you look at Apple, if you look at Nvidia, if you look at, I mean, all of them, Meta, they're all just slightly up after gapping up yesterday. So it's the bottom end. Things are looking nice today. Or as someone said in chat, Peter, is it a trap? Is it a trap today?
Well, I don't know. I won't speculate. I mean, it looks good based on what we saw yesterday. But yeah, I'm just going to wait and let the market tell me. And I'm just more worried about my trades in the short term than the actual overall direction of the market, to be honest.
Yep, absolutely. You saw Tesla this morning? Tesla is up some more, was up higher. Well, I smartly closed my swing trade yesterday, and today it's just crushing. And you told me let it ride, and I didn't take your advice, man. So, womp womp womp. All right, friends, let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Money in the bank is a good thing, right? So.
I had a rough day yesterday, and the fact that I could have just, we could make this a green day with this trade, and let's just close it out, and I did that. You shouldn't trade like that, but it worked out. All right, let's see here what we have happening for our community today. It's just Tuesday, guys. We got so much time here. It's amazing. Just Tuesday. We're just getting started. Peter, take the team through what's happening today.
All right, it's Tuesday, like you said, which means it's our strategy and trade book sessions, and we have a whole bunch for you to leverage today. Starting at 11 o'clock with Phil, is going to do the small account option trade book. You're asking about options and futures off the top, and here is part of our answer, right? Phil's going to help you understand how you can trade options with a small account because options give you much greater leverage and the ability to trade the market, even if your account size is not huge. Then at noon in the webinar room as well, we then have Nathan who's going to take over, and he's going to talk about Bookmap, which is a great tool and the really good tool to visualize market volume and where it sits. So 11 and 12 in the webinar room for our elite members. Those are two sessions midday. And then after the close, our session is early tonight. Normally it's at 8 p.m. one. Today it's going to be at 5 because Eamon is delivering that, and he comes from a different and much later time zone. So he's going to talk about how he executes his parabolic reversal strategy. It's one actually that I've sort of stolen from Eamon a little bit, and have been using for the last couple of years when the opportunity presents. So he's going to talk about his development of it, what it looks like. That's at 5 o'clock, so 1 hour after the market close, much earlier than our normal time. So 5 p.m. tonight is that session. So again, 11, 12, and 5 are the three sessions for this week. Hopefully you will be able to attend those. Next week, if you want to put it on your calendar, Thor's back to the regular time. He's going to talk about his R4 and S4 extreme reversal strategies. These are high risk, the high reward trades. And not necessarily high risk. Depends how you execute them. That's why you need to go to know how to execute them at a reasonable risk profile. And that'll be next week, April the 8th at 8 p.m. Is next week April the 8th? That feels like we're skipping a week in there.
No, that's definitely not next week. It's only the first on Monday. That's when I fly back.
Those dates don't. Yeah.
We need to check the math on this.
Yeah. That's like 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, so we're not doing one on April Fool's Day? Maybe that's our April Fool's joke on you, that there's no webinar? I'm not sure. The math isn't mathing. All right.
The math
So
is
Mike's saying because of everybody traveling back from Vancouver, we're not going to be doing a Tuesday session next week. All right. So there you go. So the math has remathed. So yes, so 2 weeks. So we got one this week, then we have one 2 weeks from now. So there you go. Anyways, now you know. If you
There it
want to
is.
join us in the chat room, then bearbulltraders.com is the place to go. We've got a number of membership options for you. You can take advantage of. Our spring sale is still on. Gives you 50% off that Elite Annual. Or if you wanted to join us live, you could still do that. We'd love to see you. It's this coming weekend. We are in full production mode now. It's going to be fantastic. So hopefully we'll see you there in Vancouver at the end of the week. It's going to be awesome this session. So we're only a couple of days away. It's coming up quick. So yeah, the last chance to grab a ticket and visit with all of us in Vancouver. I'm really looking forward to meeting all the members that have already reached out and said they're going to be there and are looking forward to the session. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, if you want information on that, also go to bearbulltraders.com/summit in this case, and you can find all the details. But it's right there off our website, the main page. Just go there and you'll be able to click on the link, see the whole schedule of activities. It's right there for your edumacation. All right, let's set some levels. We're just about 14 minutes away from the open here. We'll set some levels. I'll let you know what our moderators are watching. I see they're getting their lists in, which is great. And then we'll get into the open and some live activity.
Yeah, absolutely, friends. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. So my list right now made up of Tesla. We'll start with that one. We'll get some levels in here, and here it is. So Tesla. So high of the pre-market at the moment is going to be 285.74. So we'll slam one here, and then towards the bottom we do have a level at 273.16 is the low of the pre-market there. So there you go. And if you look at the bigger picture on the daily, towards the bottom, highs and lows doing an amazing job, but they missed this level here. The highs and lows are not capturing this area right over here. It's around 266. Again, we had such a big move yesterday, so we didn't do no pit stop here. But at around 266.03, we do have a couple of days opening, closing, just slamming into that. So we're going to mark that there as well. Then aside from that, you're pretty much set towards the bottom. Plenty of levels. Nice double bottom on the daily. I wonder if anybody caught this on like a swing trade and took advantage of it, right? So if you did this, very nice. I didn't trade as a double bottom, but man, clearly formed a nice one here. So if you're in it long, good for you. I know it's a tough stock to take long given all the negative or just concerning news around it, but man, good move over the last couple of days. 296.59 is a great one towards the top, and then over here 308.34, another great level for Tesla. So there it is. There you have it. Good volume today. We got. I just noticed how much the volume is 8.2 on this thing. That is awesome volume for Tesla. Usually we're sitting around 3, 4. 8.2 is very interesting. So looking forward to the open on this one. I mean, this took off like an EV vehicle yesterday. Did give you no pullback at all. So let's see what it does today. Hopefully we can take advantage of that because the takeoff yesterday was just insane. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. It's going to be NVIDIA. NVIDIA, friends, surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. If we take a look at 121.25 is the high of the pre-market. We'll slam one there, and then towards the bottom, 119.73 is a great level there. So that once you do that, you're surrounded again by the highs and lows. So doing a pretty good job. I don't think you need to do really anything else. So tough trader in the morning. Took a while to actually break out to the upside today, gapping down slightly with 4.4 million shares traded. Next on the list is going to be Hood. Hood also had a decent day yesterday. Out of all the crypto type plays, this one seems the cleanest right now, just because they did the red to green move. So I like that there. 46.98 is going to be the low of the pre-market, and then the high is going to be 49.20. So we'll be ready for that. Now above this, look at this area of resistance. It's a great level, by the way. If you look at this level here, just slightly above the previous day close, like we have so many touches here. So this is a major area of support and resistance. It's done both right now, acting a little bit of support as we try to break through this. This was kind of where yesterday where we stopped at, right, on our move up. So let's see if we can break through this. The next big level I see is going to be around 51.87. So if you see that there, you can see how much support and resistance and support, resistance. So that can be a really nice one as well. And then if we look right in the middle of it, there is some kind of level as well, not a major one like the one we just discussed, but 50.33. does have an area as well. There are some days slamming into that. So yeah, so we'll mark that there just in case. But Hood pre-market action looks very good. 1.3 million shares traded right now, so we are looking pretty nice there. All right, last but not least, PLTR also had a nice takeoff yesterday here after the market open. High of the pre-market 97.97. Today they're showing some volume 2.3 million. The low of the pre-market 94.85. And then like many stocks, right, getting beat up pretty good here, and this is kind of finding some support. This happened to find support just slightly at the start, at the bottom of their gap up here, right, just slightly in between there. And we're pretty much like, if you look at the original gap that we had right over here, we are so close to closing this gap, guys, right? So we stumbled here, found the support, and we're like at 100 is when we start closing this gap. So that is looking very nice to the upside. Great recovery for them, quick recovery for them. 101 is the level that I have here, and then above that, just in case we have a blockbuster day, 106.77 for PLTR. So yeah, so that's my list. Again, really like what I'm seeing here so far. It looks better than yesterday, but I'm going to be very cautious those first couple of minutes, because man, yesterday NVIDIA did not treat us well at all. It was nasty to me, and then to you, Peter. SMCI was SMCI you took that treated you pretty unfairly here?
Oh no, I didn't take SMCI.
Which was one you took short? It was PLTR, right? Forgot which one you took short.
PLTR, yeah.
PLTR, gotcha. Yeah. Oh boy. All right, let's take a look at what
cooperating right at the open. Again, good move later, or a little bit after, but right at the open, it just would not. It would not go.
It's mean to us. All right, let's take us through. Andrew's going to be on the chat with Brian pretty soon here. Once they log in, we'll hop off and we'll continue here on YouTube.
All right, our mods, yes, are getting their lists in. We have a lot of commonality, but also some new stuff going. So Sean's going to be watching Tesla and Nvidia primarily. Eamon's thinking about some longs and potentially Apple and Starbucks, but he says Starbucks is a risky one. So his trading style very different. Mike's going to be watching Tesla and Amazon. And Thor's going to be watching Tesla, AMD, Amazon, and Microsoft. Avi's got. Look, it's always the same list. He's got the same list. Pyrus is going to be watching Tesla. We were all disappointed and surprised that Paris did not trade Tesla yesterday with that big, strong move. But he did, of course, get an awesome trade in his own right. But he just, focused somewhere else. But he will be watching Tesla today, NVIDIA, OKLO, DJT, and PLTR. Lenny's going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, Meta, and OKLO. Jared's going to be watching DJT, Carvana, not one we talked about, AMD, and he's also got Tesla on his list. Phil's going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, and Amazon. Brendan has got Tesla, NVIDIA, and PLTR. I'm going to be watching AMD, Tesla, and NVIDIA. I'm also going to keep an eye on Apple, PLTR, Hood, and DJT as they're moving this morning. I have one potential IPO to let you know about if and when it opens. Andrew has got Tesla, PLTR, DJT, and NET, which is Cloudflare, not one we've talked about. So there's a unique one. And let's see. Pierre is going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, and Hood. And last but not least, our good buddy Brian is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, and the SPY overall. So there you go. That's what our moderators are watching. If you find something on that list you like, then by all means, Carlos has got his list at the bottom of the screen that you can see. And the only thing different I see there is MLGO, which he thinks he's going to keep an eye on. So we'll see if anything comes of that. All right, guys, live trading, we're getting going. I see Andrew and Brian are in the chat room. We are just with you here on YouTube and happy to be here. So Carlos and I will take you through the open and the next hour or so as we see what moves. Carlos, hopefully, we're going to get some good trading opportunity here.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little better about the morning. I was feeling sort of off this morning. I'm not sure why.
You did mention that. Are you feeling better?
This whole running thing. I hate waking up with and my legs are sore in the middle of the night. I figured that can't be good, right? Anyways, so this marathon's over. Scale back on this running.
Yeah. It's it's good to be active a little bit, but you're on a mission right now, which is very different than just, hey, let me go for a couple of miles and feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it, man. The pain is there.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. All right, friends. So yeah, so a couple of things just for those that are joining us. If you're looking for Andrew and Brian, they're going to be live here in chat, in our members chat, so you can head over there. They have a discount for you guys. It's about $19. Get you access to the chat room for an entire week, plus also all the classes all the training for the strategies that they have. We have 29 strategies now. You got Avi stuff on there, which I know a lot of you guys love. You got Paris stuff on there as well that you guys love. Avi does trade live as well. If you want to see Avi trade live, he does his own mentorship stuff, trade lives for his team. He's going to be on a Trading Terminal Academy, so you can go there, click on Avi, and you can see everything that he offers for his mentorships, and also live trading. So if you like those different styles, that's the way to access them. And Peter and I will be taking you guys through the market open, calling things out as we see them, and also if you guys see anything great, let us know. We'll definitely pull it up here as well. If you haven't done so already, guys, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Again, it does help us out a ton, so we appreciate it very, very much. If you could slap that button there. We're sitting at 151 likes. We'd love to be higher if we can, but for those that already hit it, man, we really appreciate you, and thank you so much. Okay, let's get ready to go. Less than 5 minutes here, so we get things going. Let me just put my list in order. It's gonna be, let's take a look at Tesla this morning. Did you notice, Peter, Tesla, the higher volume we have today on it?
I didn't really, actually.
I didn't either until a moment ago.
Yeah, almost 9 million shares so far. That's a good volume for this morning.
Yeah, they normally don't have that
we'll
much.
See.
But yeah, they got quite a bit today.
I'm watching Hood and PLTR. See if we get a pullback towards the open, and then maybe we can continue higher. Other than that, I don't know what NVIDIA is going to do. I'm not sure what AMD is going to be up to. Tesla, again, looking strong, though.
Yeah. I like this comment from Rio Genius. Do you still run only when chased? That's interesting. Makes sense for some of us, man. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
There's a good series of videos out there, and I can't remember what they're called, but it's a guy that he's supposed to be like an extreme trainer, and it shows him like he shows up in this woman's bedroom like in like a Jason hockey mask with a knife and attacks her, and of course she goes like terrorized, running down the street away.
Oh yeah, I've seen a similar version. Yeah.
And it's like extreme personal training. You want to get your exercise but don't have the motivation. But anyways, or he shows up in a park and steals a baby out of a stroller, and then of course the
mom goes after
chasing him, and it's like oh my god. I love the concept, but geez,
yeah, could be a little rough, no question. All right, Tesla getting a little bit of a sell down
NVIDIA's,
here.
What's with these moves on NVIDIA? Just sort of spiked up, dropped down. It's all over the place.
See that too. All of them are doing. Even Hood is doing it. So maybe overall market is also SPYs. Everything seems to be doing this move. Very interesting, man. Are we gonna have a rip your face off sell off today? Gotta be very careful here. And we didn't have what was the next data that we had? We got a couple of minutes here before we get going. Next data was when, Peter? We have okay, so we had 9 a.m. already.
Actually, yeah, I missed the 9 a.m. one. We
didn't do much, really.
No. Oh, yep. There's one of my alarms you love so much.
Yeah, there you go. So the next one is 9 till 10, consumer confidence. So we not sure what is driving this one.
Yeah, where is my economic data? What happened at 9? We got the housing price index came out right on target. Next one's coming at consumer confidence at 10, as you said, and new home sales. So, yeah, we'll watch for that.
Check. All right, gonna open up my Bloomberg here, see if I can get anything that comes up. We'll be watching it. All right, guys, here we go. Let's take a look. All right, I like my list today. I like the yesterday too, but today I like it more.
All right, there's the bell. Let's see what we got. We got a little bit of a pullback here in advance of the bell, so that sort of ruins my strategy on the hood and PLTR. But we'll see if they
Yeah.
get a pop. Tesla pulling back.
Yeah, see that right to the VWAP there. Yeah, really. Hood is pushing higher. Let's see. AMD's doing some stuff. Gonna wait for things to settle down. Hood could be interesting as it try to go above the pre-market high there, but interesting on Tesla how the drop is coming here on it. Pretty decent. One that there's got to be some maybe profit taking or something. I mean, it has done a really good move over the last couple of days. So
Hood does seem to be popping up here.
yeah. That was a nice breakout from the pre-market highs at 42.20, 49.20. Yeah, I didn't see anything major. I'm looking at Bloomberg. I don't see anything that caused that sell-off. So maybe just overly excited traders. The market open before the market open here. Nvidia, are you going to treat us well today? Let's see. Tesla's coming back. I'm going to wait for this 5-minute candle to close here, see how that closes before I jump in on anything. Right now, staying below the VWAP looks like. DJT is on our list.
Yeah, actually, let's put it over here.
I'm not sure what to think of it right now, but let's give it some time. Right? I'm not sure.
Yeah, tough to read.
MLGO, we got no shares for short on this one, unfortunately, but it's dropping down 23% now. SMCI, look at this. Look at this trade on SMCI. If you're trading on 1 minute RB, you did well here. But, man, this is rocking, guys. SMCI, we're doing really good. Oh, Tesla is sliding nicely here. A lot of
video.
let's see what Hood does here. I like the setup. This stock trades a little funky. I like the way the 5 minutes close in here. Looking at the 1 minute, let's see how if we can get a nice 5-minute ORB break. I like the fact they're staying above the pre-market highs, but it's got to stay above that. It can't come down. Then it'll start looking rather weak. PLTR is choppy. Nvidia heading lower. I think it's going to be a red day today for some of these, at least so far. Red morning. Yeah, Nate, it's wild. Tesla has lost 25% of its market cap in 2 months. It's insane. I mean, the drop overall has been crazy on it, right? So, but I always say you can't count. Go ahead, Peter.
Okay, I'm out. I've taken a short on Nvidia, the breakout low of day here, and
Okay.
I was hoping it would go lower, but it's pulling back now. I got out because I'm always afraid of Nvidia doing one of those like big old
I know
smash
those
upwards
flips,
that it's
those
yeah.
rubber band moves. It goes the other way.
Yeah, it still looks weak, but it's always tough to tell on Nvidia.
Yeah,
That sentiment can change in a heartbeat. So
yeah. Okay, so Hood is looks like wants to lose the VWAP. Let's see. So we got 5 minutes. I got my 5 minute candles in. Nvidia, I just don't trust. It seems so all over the place right now. It could be long or short. I prefer short here because it's below the VWAP, Peter. So maybe that's a bigger play. But it's a hard stock to hold with the way it's moving. But yeah, it looks weak here, man. Like this move, this setup here, the pullback. You know, if I do go short, the stop has to be pretty wide, because it's just been so choppy. Yeah, let's give this a. Let's give this a shot here. So short Nvidia. Let's see if we can get below the low of the day here, low of the pre-market. I mean,
move lower on Nvidia.
Yeah, missed a great entry, man. I hesitated too much, but let's see if we can get lower here. And then if we look at Tesla, also dropping down. Nice. Tesla is real nice. We might be in for our sell-off day today. Hood is doing a nice engulfing pattern here on the 5 minute. That looks interesting. Ooh, wow, this Hood is trading really weak right now. All right, see what Nvidia does. So short Nvidia looking for a breakdown. Let's see what the daily looks like here. So we have a level. What is this level we have? This is 119. Is that pre-market low? Yes, pre-market low. So hopefully we can get down there on Nvidia. And this is why it's so hard to hold to Nvidia. Look at this pullback you're getting here. So this just seems so aggressive. Like every time it pulls back, it feels like it's just gonna rip to the high of the day on Nvidia. AMD ready to go. Let's take a look. A couple of you guys mentioning AMD. Oh yeah, look, AMD going the other way, Peter.
Let's see it. It's I don't know what to make of that.
That was a clean 5 minute RB setup. Let's see if it actually holds. But that's a clean one there for sure.
Hood right back down to yesterday's close.
Yeah.
Just barely touching it. Looked like it was going to pop up, but I targeted that for a long. It, the first 2 minutes looked good, but now it's we'll see if it holds onto the green or goes red. Apple.
PLTR, little choppiness at the start, then sold off. DJT, MLGO. This is ugly. This MLGO. I mean, I put it on here just for entertainment purposes, but this is just so bad. Did it get halted? I think it got halted. Looks like it got halted here. Got this line there. Actually, no, because it would have been. Was that 5 minute gap? I can't even tell. It looks like it might have been. Yeah, might have been halted. All right, still short Nvidia. Hood looking to go red. That was a great engulfing pattern there that we did on the 5 minute. So now it's looking to drop some more. Tesla trying to hold here. PLTR engulfed. On the 1 minute, you're looking at this here. Yeah, it looks like a mini engulfing pattern there on the 1 minute. Nvidia. Let's see if we can stay below the VWAP.
Yeah. So far, the this 120 level on Nvidia is proving to be sticky.
Yeah, it's this 120 and the 119, the pre-market high, pre-market low as well. Let's see this candle. This is a great candle, man. We dropped pretty good here, so I wonder if we can get a flush. Thoughts on AMD? AMD, it's looking good. I mean, strong here, but I don't see an entry now for me on AMD. So yeah, it looked pretty good here above the previous day close breakout. But up here, I don't know what the strategy would be for me. SMCI, man, look at SMCI. My goodness. To the moon. Let's see if it can keep going here. You guys take SMCI? Is that what you guys did today? SMCI just ripping tons of volume here as it's making a new market high here, or high of the day, that is. Yeah, you got a bull flag, got an ABCD pattern. You got a couple of bullish things here happening on this one, so that's looking good. POTR turned the corner, hood finding a base. Nvidia staying above the view up here. Let's see. I'm gonna give us enough room, man, so in case we're gonna chop around. So we'll see what Nvidia does. Tesla, it's trying to hold, but had a good short there on Tesla. I wonder what Andrew did, if Andrew traded that this morning. Yes, I took SMCI, hoping to reach TP. What is TP, Javier? I don't know what TP, top point. I don't know what that is. TP stands for
toilet paper.
Target
used to
price.
call it when I was camping.
Take profit. Price. I was not the one. A lot of people didn't know. Okay, to reach my take profit target price. Okay, there we go. Toilet paper.
I don't know. When I was camping, it was always the TP, man. You gotta have.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes. Quantum. Yes, let's look at quantum, guys. RGTI. RGTI pushed up here. QUBT. How's that looking? Not great. QBTS. Yeah, I mean, these are hard trades to take, right? Because I don't see the setup here, at least for my strategy. So I don't know how I would have traded that. So it just looks like a tough trade to take there. Tesla looking to go lower. How long do we guys take the trade? It depends. I usually like to wait 5 minutes, for after the market open. But I seen Peter, you take trades even well before that. If your setup sets up, rising double, or anything like that. I mean, you've taken trades like that before, right? So it depends. It really depends on the setup.
Yeah, it's. I mean, my larger setups that happen midday. I mean, they've got 15-minute build cycles, so I've got lots of time to sort of evaluate, figure out what's happening, decide whether to take the trade or not. So.
Yeah. And
obviously at the open, at the open, you got to take much faster decisions. So you got less time to set it up and decide what to do.
TP is fake social media trader lingo. I never heard of it. But pick your choice. Take profit, target price, or toilet paper, whichever one you want to use that for. It's all good. But yeah, sweet. Man, Nvidia, although it might be going my direction here, is trading so like the price action. You guys see the way it's moving? It's just like I don't know, man. It's not fluid like it usually is. It's just messy. I mean, it might help us here if it continues that way. I see a couple of bids hanging down there, so hopefully we can hit lower. But it's definitely.
I like how this is such a big discussion over TP here. I mean,
it is important.
Look, you could use all three if you want in a sentence. Yeah. With TP in hand, you could TP at TP. So,
right from your mobile phone, right from the mobile app. Yeah. But yeah, listen, like we do that too in our community. We have terminology that we have created that we know is not in the textbooks that I have over here, right? And that's okay, man. As long as your community, your environment understands what you're talking about, That's all good, right? Uh, that's all good. All right, here it is, NVIDIA. Let's see if we can get a flush. We need a new low here. If we don't get a new low, I'm just going to get out of this trade. This needs to happen quickly because this is taking way too long. So we got a new 5 minute that just started now. Critical that we get a new low. If we don't, I'm going to get out of the trade because that means we're going to just probably end up chopping around, and I don't want to even take this back up to my stop loss if that's the case. So need a new low here, or us people that are short are going to start getting desperate and bailing out of the trades. And I don't believe in diamond hands when something's going against my direction. It's not the way I roll. I'll leave that for somebody else. Does that diamond stuff? No way. Not on day trading.
The old diamond hands.
No. Look at the battle
Diamond
here,
hands.
guys.
Diamond hands has always felt like an excuse just to, justify losing money.
Break the rules.
Well, I guess if that's your rule, but yeah, it's. I do think you need to pay attention to the stock and the technicals and what it's doing. So.
Yeah, agreed. Come on, NVIDIA. You know you want to drop. We are battling here big time, man. It is just struggling. This low of the pre-market. This is low of the pre-market, guys, by the way. This 119.73 I'm in. It's just struggling. POTR, messy hood. Hood is holding the previous day close, so that
Hood's
could
another
be
one
interesting.
that look how Hood is holding this level, holding yesterday's close.
Yeah,
and just cannot. We'll see. It's looking weak, but it just gets just enough support to hold it here. So who knows? It could pop back up again. But right now it's a roll of the dice. Could go either way.
Yeah. Some of the stuff that was green just looking to
here we go,
go
Carlos.
red.
NVIDIA looks good.
Oh, it's going against me.
Look at the orders on the bid side.
Oh, yeah, geez, man. It's just
wow.
That's doesn't want to give me the flush, man. Feels like it's coming, but then it just struggles. Yeah, somebody's loving this 119.
Somebody's supporting this level for sure, and they're not they're not telegraphing their moves because that looked like it was just ready to drop and then pop right back up.
I did like it made a new low against the previous candle, right? So that's good. We are in somewhat of downtrend, lower lows, lower highs, but we need a good flush to get the cushion so we can stay in this trade.
If this can break here we go. There we go. Okay. I think you got a good move now.
All right, now we're getting. I'm gonna get a partial now, and let's see if we can get. All right, so now the sellers finally gave up a little bit, at least for now. All right, let's see if we can continue here. So partial there just in case. Let's see if we can. What's this level here? Now this is the. Let's look at the daily. I think this one here is just the low from yesterday that we're battling now. So that's the low from yesterday. And then let's see if we could break through this one. All right, so some red. Okay, very nice. All right, let's see. All right, we'll take some more over here just in case. 119 will be awesome. Get payback for what you did to us yesterday. That's what we're going to do, get payback.
At the same time frame here, so.
Yeah, look at Tesla. Very nice. Okay, guys, we are selling Hood. Oh, man, what a nice. It's a hard trade, though. It's a very hard trade to take on Hood. But, man, beautiful breakdown there. PLTR is just getting destroyed. Come on, NVIDIA. Follow your friends. Follow your friends. Oh, there it is, 119. Nice. All right, beautiful. Let's see if... How low can we go here? Tesla, so clean. It looks so clean now after the fact, but we've been looking at the price action on Tesla. It hasn't been easy. Like now, anybody go like, "Oh man, why didn't you go short there at 940?"
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's easy in hindsight.
It's been a battle. Like the candles look so good right now, but it has been a struggle, man. Even with NVIDIA itself, like anybody looking at that chart, they don't see yeah, they don't see, what does the green mean? Long? No, the green doesn't mean long. You can't, I gotta make my triangles bigger. I know you can't see it here, right? Here's the red one, so it's very hard to see. No, this is not me going long and averaging down is the devil, man. I don't do that for nobody. Nope. My biggest losses, Peter, were averaging down. I just don't do it anymore.
Sure.
So yeah, you can't see the red triangle here, unfortunately. This is my short, and now the green arrows is covering. I gotta make them bigger. I know, like for example, Thor has the triangle. You could barely see the candle.
Yeah.
I'm like, Thor, the triangles are covering the price
you can
action.
do that. That's pretty easy, Carlos. It's easy to do in the platform.
Yeah.
You just go right in there and change.
Yeah. I could. It's what is it? Price is somewhere config. So it's here, and then we do. I think it's right here, right? We'll do like 7.
Sure.
Let's see. Triangle size. There it is. Okay. That's better, right? I mean, red on red is still hard to see, but yeah, it's cleaner. I'll have to do it on the other chart on the top in the 5 minutes. I'll do that in a second here.
I mean,
all right, NVIDIA.
Change the color of them too if you want.
Yeah, I should change the red to. What would you change the red to what? What would it?
I don't know. Like, red's the right color.
Yeah, red's the right color. You know what? I'm not doing that. If I do that, then I start like, no, this.
You really mess yourself up. Right?
No,
you won't know what you're doing.
Yeah. No. Let's not change. I had it like that for years, so I'm not gonna mess around. All right, Tesla's pulling back here. I don't trust NVIDIA. So I am gonna take another partial here if we continue to push up. Market is trying to give us a little pullback, but I want to be patient, man. Abby tells me, be patient. You take partials too fast. Let it run. So I'm trying to be, but just this stock is just so aggressive. Carlos, can you change transparency for the red candles to see through? You probably could.
Yes,
I'll play around with it. Yeah, I'll play around to see how we can make it look a nicer. Yeah, I'll play around with it. But we'll do it. We'll do it a little bit after. Tesla continuing the weakness. NVIDIA trying to hold here, but I think things are pretty weak. SPY's trying to go the other way right now, but MPLTR just messy. How about SMCI? The SMCI pulled back a little bit, right? It's just kind of the big sell-off, but man, this one took off really nice today. MLGO, complete mess. PLTR coming back. All right, I'm going to take a partial on NVIDIA just in case the plan is to move higher. Just want to take a partial here. And then we'll definitely stop at break even, but I don't think I'm going to ride that party back up to my break even point. So we'll probably be out before that. All right, you are done. Nice, man. Hopefully you had a good trade. Good long trades on DJT, SMCI. Yes, SMCI was definitely one of the good ones this morning. It just took off. Like, it was really, really nice. But notice it's open, Peter, compared to yesterday's open, much cleaner because we actually got stuff that moved. Like, stuff actually, we got the continuation, we got the drops, we got the hood is beautiful. It's gonna drop some more, I think. This is really nice.
Yeah.
Yesterday, everything was chopped besides just 2 tickers on our list that we didn't trade.
No trades for me. I'm still watching.
Yep. Question here is, what's your partial shortcut and how do you configure the size with the shortcut? So I do percentage, right? So I have several percentage. So I have this hotkey set up where I take 10% and I also have 50%. So if a moves a lot, I'll take 50%, or if it's short moves, like I'll take 10%. So depending on the actual move. So for example here, 10, 10, and then here 50, right? So I took another 10 here. I don't have a lot left. My break-even point is up at 120. So we'll probably get out before we get to that 119. Yeah, so we're getting there. We're kind of getting a bit of an engulfing here. So I might jump out of this one. And Andrew took he took Tesla short. Long didn't work, then short, and he got it all the way to the bottom. That is beautiful. So he'll come on in a few minutes and talk about that. He had an awesome trade. TSLL. Yep, that's what he took. Which is the Tesla ETF times 2 or times 3. I can't remember. So yes, I'm not sure if I finished the question. So to answer, those are the shortcuts by percentage of whatever position I have open, and then I'm using that on you can use it on a Stream Deck. I have it set up on a Stream Deck, but I don't use it off the Stream Deck. I use it on this gaming pad that I've shown you guys before. All right, so NVIDIA did not make a new high here in the 5 minutes, so I should still stick around a little bit and see if we are in for another low, but I doubt it because just everything else seems to be pushing higher. What is your hotkey up to? Do you put a limit plus and minus 3 cents? Which again, the stocks we trade, guys, I never get like blocked or like, oh, we couldn't fill you because the stock moved so much. The spread was so bad, right? It's the stocks we trade, like, and what is NVIDIA right now? NVIDIA is a penny. Like, it doesn't move from a penny. Yeah, it's so tight, the spread, man. It's pretty good. Tesla's another one that the spread might be a little higher, 10 to 15 cents, but for a $200 stock that moves like that, it's not bad. All right, I think I'm gonna bail out on here on NVIDIA. We had a decent move, and I just think we're making higher highs, higher lows, not higher highs, but yeah. Go ahead.
I had to go check my I had to check my hotkeys here to see what I actually used. I use well, it depends. If I'm just buying, I on my structured keys anyways, I use a plus or minus 1 cent on.
Oh, just you do 1 cent. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the random bidder ask, I use 5 cents, but I found it doesn't really matter. I've never not gotten a fill. Either way. Yeah. So
it's very tough because what will have to happen for you not to get filled, and I can't pause the level 2 here, but what will have to happen is it will have to like the price. Let's say you take 1,000 shares and you hit it, like there will not be enough in the ask, and then moves you over to another price range, and then you get partially filled. With the stuff we trade, that's pretty hard to do, even if you're taking a really nice size. Now, if you're taking Andrew size, that could happen to you all day long, but but yeah, not for a couple of 1,000, 2,000 shares. No, it's not gonna happen. Now, 10,000 shares, yeah, you might get blocked a couple of times. All right, I think the party's over, at least to the south here on NVIDIA. So I feel like the minute I hit this, it's gonna just drop to like 117. I just feel it, like it wants to get me back from yesterday. But we're not gonna let it do that. We're gonna bail on it. All right, so all out NVIDIA. And if it continues like this, it could become a pretty good long, but I like longs above the VWAP though. This is the danger zone here in the middle of the VWAP and the low of the day. Is pretty tricky. POTR. Andrew went long POTR. I like this trade too. Nice engulfing on the 5 minute. If you guys see this here. All
right, guys, we got just under a minute till the consumer confidence and new home sales numbers come out. So, Carlos, that may spur your trade in one direction or the other.
I'm gonna wait till that comes out before I do anything else. That's for sure. Look at the ask on a PLTR, man. They're slamming it pretty good here. So that's usually a bullish signal. Andrew's in with a lot of triangles on PLTR long right now. They don't call it turnaround Tuesday for nothing. Jose, yeah, Brian calls it the same thing too. But what are you thinking out here? Turnaround from the move we have up yesterday, turnaround back down, or turnaround is always up? What are we thinking here? Or turnaround from the last couple of days? What is it your turnaround definition means on this Tuesday?
All right, consumer confidence came out lower than expected. New home sales lower than expected. So we'll see what that means for the market. But 94.2 is the expected consumer confidence number. Came out at 92.9. New home sales came out slightly under expectations at 676,000 versus 682 anticipated. Which, by the way, the new home sales higher than the previous month, which was only 664,000. Hard to buy a home in January. Well, this is the February numbers that just came out. So the last month was January. Who buys a home in January? Aren't you still just recovering from Christmas? I don't know.
That's a weird time to buy a home. Because usually
Cross.
people are buying homes is, well, if you have kids, you don't move them out of school, or you don't get into those big projects until like the summer, summertime, the break.
I
January's
guess
a tough month.
I guess it happens.
It does.
Reasons. But anyways, for 664,000 people, they bought homes in January, and 676,000 of them bought homes in February. Anyways, so I said both those numbers slightly under expectations. I see. It looks like the market's moving lower. Carlos, your stock, it's Nvidia here, going back down a little bit. So that's good.
Yeah. With this news I'm out of it now. And I probably won't get back in. Yeah, I took it out once it started hitting 119. We had a good trade on it. I did not want to give anything back to this thing that played me yesterday. So, but you know what? This news could have gone both ways. It could have gone up, could have gone down. Just never know. The market is reacting very weak, actually. So I'm glad I waited for that before jumping on PLTR long here, because that would have been a bummer. So I think we have to just kind of see how the market dissects this news and how we go from here. 2 trades, short Tesla and long Tesla, both green. Nice. I'm assuming on different accounts or different ETFs, because I don't think you could do that.
Or different times.
Yeah, or different time. I didn't even think about that. Shit, Peter, you're on it today.
Short
you're
and
on
then
it.
go long.
Yeah. When he said both green, I'm thinking he took both at the same time. But yeah, you're right.
I mean,
oh boy.
Well, yeah, you'd have to do it in different accounts if you were doing it at the exact same time.
Yeah. Yes. All right, weakness is in. Markets did not like this news, and you see even now Nvidia's not really dropping a whole lot just yet, so it's still holding there. Peters, you in any trade now?
Nope, just watching.
Fanny, good job for you. So Fanny 777. I follow you, but I'm still on Nvidia, gaining more confidence these days now. That's awesome. Make money on that for both of us here. Continue to do that. Very, very good. Yes, always stay in on the trades that continue to make money for you, even if I get out. Stay in on those. Get out on the ones that don't. Absolutely. SMCI above the VWAP. Yeah, SMCI could be interesting. Let's see if we get a double bottom on Nvidia. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, this was a good one, man. This is a really good trade. But the most important thing is, right, out of this one, out of the Nvidia trade this morning, if you look at we talked about this, right? This setup, I love this setup here. And today I was very hesitant to take it. Goes up, comes back down, the pullback. This is the same thing we saw yesterday, but we got burned on, right? So sometimes it's not going to work. And then the slam down. Usually my entry is right around this area, right? Not this candle, but the following candle showing weakness. That's usually where my entry is. Guys, I take this all the time for the 5-minute breakdown. Today I hesitated because the way Nvidia treated us yesterday. So I really hesitated. I wanted to get more confirmation, and almost, that's not good. I should have just taken my signal right away. But this setup, the up and down below the view, you have the pullback, then you get the 5-minute range. Here's the entry, man. And we see this over and over and over again. So if you want to know more about that 5-minute RB, I talk about this in one of my webinars in the Education Center. Go over a lot of details on it as well as examples. So take a look at that. Fanny, you're doing good here. Hopefully it goes back towards the low of the day for you on Nvidia. Hood trying to do some stuff.
Yeah, it
PLTR.
seems to have calmed down here.
Yeah, PLTR is messy. Look at the 5 minute on PLTR. It's just up and down, up and down. More of a range traders type of stock today. Tesla holding. I can't wait for earnings season, which is we get a break for 2 weeks, and then it starts up again. So that'll be a lot of fun. Today we're doing GameStop, by the way, guys. So the link is out. Did I put the link already? No, not yet. I'll do it right now. But yeah, we're doing GameStop today, so we'll be on at 3:30. Again, it's not a huge company, but this company changed the way we look at meme stocks and everything, right? The way everything happened there. So join us at 3:30. Me, Peter, Jared, Brian. We're just gonna go over there, talk about the stock and what to expect, and also where's Roaring Kitty? A little bit about him and what's going on there. But yeah, the meme stock will be reporting today, and it should be interesting. Is Roaring Kitty gonna make an appearance and do some stuff? Who knows, man? Could be exciting. I highly doubt it. He hasn't done anything in a long time, but we'll be watching GameStop today. Right now, the price, if I look at this, is just doing nothing at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Apes Unite. Yeah, can you imagine? Today's the day where they're just planning something behind the scenes and it just takes off. We'll see. No, I think Peter. Oh, Peter, did you take some Mountain Pass on Tesla or AMD yesterday?
Yesterday, no, I did not get either. Very quiet day for me yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Things are holding. We're at 10 o'clock. Usually between after 10:30, we start seeing these great reversals. And every day, man, it feels like, we get this initial chop and then the market trends in one direction. We saw it yesterday. We saw it a few times last week as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't found a trade, guys, and just sitting on your hands, just sit. It's coming. Setups will be happening all day. As Baba is doing some stuff here, pushing higher, up 1%, 6.6 million. Yeah, good 5-minute RB breakout. Let's see how. Yeah, this is nice. Nice breakout there. What's your biggest win on a swing trade or a day trade? Oh, day trade. 100%. My biggest win was on a day trade. Swing trades are nice. They take so long. Like the Tesla one, I got lucky. I got in on it last week and it just took off. But they take long, man. That's not usually the case. They take a long time. But yeah, I done some really nice numbers on swing trades, man. On day trades, day trades. I've done some really good numbers, and I think my biggest losses too on day trades. My biggest loss have been on a day trade. I lost five digits. Yeah, 5 digits. That hurt. That was painful. That was painful, Peter. Man. It was like the cost of a brand new Honda Civic at that time. I looked it up, like what cost $17,000. And this Honda Civic came up. Like, look at that. I just took a Honda Civic and I got to visualize it. I just took a Honda Civic and just burned it. Just bought it and just
set it on fire.
Set it on fire.
Oh man.
And yeah, that was painful. That was very painful. And it's funny. I put a post one time on Twitter, which, by the way, put your votes in on this link I'm gonna send you. I posted something about is the bottom in or not on my Twitter account. If you don't follow me, I'll start posting stuff there. But I posted this link about, put a picture of your representing your biggest loss, and you had to see the pictures traders were putting in there, Peter. I thought I was pretty high. There's some people that are putting in mansions and this and that, and I was like,
oh really?
So without putting the actual number, put the picture of the value that you lost in a day trade.
Right.
And there were some interesting pictures. I gotta look that post up. That was a good one. So yeah. Your biggest win, I done around 8,000 on the wins, but again, that's nothing compared to the loss. I doubled that on the loss, so 8,000 again. But that was not trading well. It was it was taking too much leverage, it's not really having a plan. So although the number sounds good, you can't replicate it, on a consistent basis. So don't get fooled by the profits, guys. Don't get fooled by the numbers you make. And at one point, I mentioned this before. Tesla's turning around, Nvidia turning around, guys. Be careful. I had a week. This is like a few months into trading, maybe a 6-7 months into trading. I had 3 weeks where 1,500 that week, 2,000 the next week, 3,000 the following week, a week, right? But again, just no plan, Peter. Everything I got in just went north. So all I did, full buying power, half buying power, just long, north. Everything worked out. So I had 3 weeks where that month almost ended up being a $15,000 month. But again, no plan. So when you try to replicate it, you start losing. You can't figure out why. Why am I losing? I thought I was a genius. I thought I figured it out. No, you didn't. No, for real. I thought I figured it out. Like, no, you didn't. So forget the numbers. Focus on the process, and just find consistency. That's the biggest thing, and be disciplined. I can't stress that enough. And I know it's difficult because we all get into this to make money. Nobody gets into this just because they want to see triangles and hang out with Peter. It's not the way to get into it. Although that's great hanging out with Peter, but we all get in to make money. But that can be the one sole driver of this. You'll find it very painful.
That is very true.
Yeah. All right, what do we have here? Okay, so so far,
moving higher here.
I don't have a lot of votes, but so far, 62% feel it is a trap, the overall market, and 37% feel that the bottom is in. So, but we only have 104 views. We need more votes in here. So I put the link on there. Put your vote in. I want to see what that looks like at the end of the day, and we'll share it tomorrow. And also, friends, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Really appreciate it. It does help us out a ton when you smack that thumbs up. If you can, we really, really love your help there. And for those that have done it already, again, we appreciate you very much. Tesla is looking nice. Double bottom, yeah. Raul, I see that on Tesla, possibly a good long here. I don't see a mountain pass though on the one, because at the last peak, it's like, actually, Peter, what's your thoughts? Tesla mountain pass, reverse mountain pass here.
On Tesla,
yeah,
it's early for that.
Too early, right?
Yeah. And I don't see. I mean, look, I'm not saying that it won't go higher. I'm just saying I don't know, because it also, there's no exhaustive volume at the bottom here, right? I see pretty flat.
Yeah, it's just pretty flat.
So.
Yep.
So I don't see. It's funny because even the things that did move quickly at the open now have sort of flattened out. Like Tesla's a good example, where over the last 25 minutes, it's really just been moving sideways. Not sure what to where things are going. So
yeah,
I had the one trade. I should have stuck with it. You jumped into Nvidia just as I was chickening out. So. And I cost myself that opportunity, but otherwise, nothing else. Just sitting here, waiting for something to set up.
Yeah. Mustafa, Carlos, am I single or married? Both, depends on the day. So you gotta ask me. Today I'm married. Yeah, I'm married. My wife hears that, she will hang me. Married and actually happy. Married and actually happy, because I hear people have horror stories like, what? You married the wrong person. Like, no, I'm married happily. I mean, we were friends before for a long time. We got married, like, we knew each other for like 8 years already. 8, maybe 5 years, and then we got married. So we knew each other for a while. 3 kids, we're good. We're good. So, but yeah. No, it does not. If my wife is watching, I'm kidding, sweetie. It does not depend on the day. I love you every day. Just want to have that in the record there on YouTube for the algos. Oh yes. All right. Yeah. So Brian, where's Brian and Andrew? They're trading in our members chat right now. So they got a couple of trades in already. They're gonna be joining us in a second here. So around 10:30, Brian and Andrew will come on VMix and they'll walk us through the trades and answer any questions you guys might have. So stick around for that. And then right after that, you got Paris that comes in at 11. So we go all day from 8:30 all the way to noon here on YouTube. And then in our chat, I mean, we go into 4 o'clock and even after if we have interesting earnings, which we'll have today with GameStop. So when do they report GameStop? What's the time? Let's see here. Time for GameStop. GameStop report time. Hopefully it's right at 4. It'll be awesome. I don't see the time. Anybody knows the time? I don't see. I'm just getting the date, which is today.
Here, let's see. 4:05, I think, is when it's happening.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I remember doing this. I remember. We've been training for so long, guys. I've done so much crap. That's so funny. So I remember when I used to take trades and just kind of hold them. And I wanted to see, okay, where can this possibly go? You start looking at like these websites and see, okay, what's the expectation? You know, is it going to go up or down? Not knowing that some of these expectations are literally for like 6 months out. Like they have nothing to do with the swing trade you're trying to do for tomorrow or this other day trade, right? So when you get stuck in a red trade, you used to look at this and kind of see, man, what's my chances, right? I'm sure some of you guys have done that before as well. But it has nothing to do with the trade you're in. If you get in without a plan, you're just screwed. There's no question about it. So trader plan, my friends, trader plan. Tesla popped. Yeah, Nvidia popped too. Look at Nvidia above the VWAP. We might be having some good long opportunities here. Nvidia, I like Nvidia long. Let's see the 1 minute. And here's the reason why, because this stock gave us such a hard time to sell down that I think if the market gives us any kind of strength, we might see this push higher. And the SPY is, the overall market is pushing somewhat higher here. Let's see. This is a much different Nvidia than what we saw. What is Andrew talking about? I can't hear Andrew, but I'm looking at his screen. Like, what are we doing? What is this, Neo?
I know. He's waving his arms.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, we're missing it just like you guys. We just see the screen, but we can't hear it. So we don't know what's happening. I'm going to catch up with him later. We'll ask him what he was sharing there when he comes on. NVIDIA. Man, this is going to scare your DEF, but 3.5 years. I know it's a long time, but I wasn't disciplined, man. I wasn't disciplined the first couple of years. Saw some success. It was a boom and bust, up and down. Big stretches of good trading, and then right back to bad habits, not paying off, right? So 3.5. I like Meta right now. Bought a few contracts, but we had an onboarding class yesterday, and we do cover some of this stuff. If you guys want to join the onboarding class, we do it again on. Actually, I won't do it again on Monday, because I won't be around.
Not this Monday.
Not this Monday. Okay, we gotta change that in the schedule. Okay, yeah. Just thought about that. But yeah, we do talk about. I think people could do it a lot sooner. You know, it just depends how disciplined you are. So I wasn't disciplined at the beginning as I thought I was. But it doesn't have to take you that long. It could be a lot less. And also, there's a lot more good information out there now, too, that you can use that we didn't have before. Like free scanners. We didn't have no free scanners before, and free this and free that. You know, so it's a lot you could take advantage of. Peter, are you feeling anything so far, or just kind of watching anything good?
Not yet. Watching both NVIDIA and Tesla, very sort of similar charts at this point. Both sitting at just under VWAP. Both trying to decide which way they want to go. But no, nothing at the moment. Very quiet.
Yeah, look at SMCI. Just gave back the gains for today. It's trying to go red here. So I had a good start, good jump to the market open, and then just giving it back right now, back to that previous day support and trying to hold there. But the bids, look at the bids. There's just heavy bids down there. 41, 60. It's got a bunch. Look at that nice drop there. Yeah, so this is definitely looking on the weaker side today. All right, guys, we could take some questions. Throw your questions in here. What are your thoughts on AVGO? Throw some tickets you want us to look at, and me and Peter will pull it up as we're waiting for something to happen. AVGO, we watch this ticker all the time, but I don't like the way the price action is. I think part of it is because the lack of volume. You just don't get great volume on it. So though you get big, nice candle. I mean, this candle is like almost 75 cents, which is great. Reading the price action is a little bit tough on this one. So I personally don't like it, but again, it all depends on your trading strategy. Like my garbage could be somebody else's gold and vice versa, right? So it depends on what you're looking to do here. For the way I trade, this won't be any good. OKLO, we had it on our list. Moving with, man, very similar to SMCI, right? The original pop, and then the sell-off down now. So just very similar in that case. Beautiful drop here. I don't see a strategy, right? I don't have a strategy when things are already running right past the VWAP, which is right over here. I don't have a strategy here, right? I don't know a strategy to join the trend. So to me, we'll be looking for a reversal if we can get one towards the low of the day. But I don't have a strategy where you say, hey, let's go long, short here to join this trade. So usually when it does this, I'm just like, okay, it's gone already. I scalped before. Like I could get in for a quick scalp knowing that, hey, I got to get out quickly because at any point you already got 5 red candles you can turn around. I done that before, but I don't have a strategy here right now for this one. Let's see here. What else we have? CRWD. It's just stuck. It's stuck, and bottom just keeps getting lower and lower. So I don't know, man. This is not doing anything right now. I don't see a trade. Tesla reversal or Nvidia? Peter, thoughts? Tesla or Nvidia?
Tesla, Nvidia, sorry. Well, either one, frankly. But
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, it's looking stronger now. There's a few more orders building on the ask, but it's still pretty balanced. So it's tough to tell which way this is going to go. So yeah, no strategy for me. It's midpoint on the range, came up off the lows, but certainly doesn't look strong enough to break to a new high. The fact that it's sitting just below the VWAP and means that I have no signals on it. And it's funny, the exact same commentary can be made on Tesla. It just has less orders on the book, but otherwise, yeah, looks very similar.
Yeah, agreed. What do you think about 5-8-13 strategy? Whoa, is that a birthday you're giving me? What is that? 5/8/13 strategy. Judge, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Well, it can't be that easy if you've lost $400 on it. So it's whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know what that strategy is unless you're referring to moving averages, maybe, or chart time frames. Anyways, look, there's a million different strategies out there. The key to any one of them is you got to match the strategy up with your personal, the way you see the market, which you don't know until you've watched the market for enough time to understand what you see easy and what you don't, and your ability to manage the risk. So when I say that last part, ability to manage risk really means trading consistently to the strategic intent, right? Because I mean, the biggest mistake people make typically is you break the rules, right? You say, this is the trade approach I'm going to take, and then once you get into it, you change your mind. that could mean getting out early, staying in too long, right? Taking partials when you're not supposed to, whatever, right? But any of those means that you create inconsistency in your approach, and then you can never figure out what's going wrong, right? Because the trade might work, and then you're sitting there all frustrated because you're like, oh, if I just stayed, if I just done whatever. Well, you've got to you've got to take that approach, do it consistently, then you can assess, right, the strategy itself. Does it work consistently? How do I modify it to make it work better? Again, it's so easy to say these things. It is very tough to practice. And we know that.
Yeah.
Which is why we have so many educational resources to sort of help you with this. And, I may say something now and you're like, whatever, right? I don't need that advice, and you'll ignore it. And then 2 months from now, you may say, what was that thing Peter was talking about? And you go back, and then it makes sense to you. So one of the why, there's a quote that I came by recently that I absolutely love, Carlos, that says, it's better to read one good book 10 times over than 10 poor books or 10 bad books once.
Oh,
and I thought about that. And the same thing goes for like watching a movie or, doing an educational program, because you could read a good book that you like on trading that resonates with you 10 times over. And I bet you if you read it 10 times over, like not back to back, but, at different times, you're going to find different things to appreciate, because there's going to be lessons in any educational material that you're not ready for. And you'll sort of, you might intellectually get it, but it won't really you won't absorb that material. So go back to a good book that you've read before, read it again. I'm willing to bet you find another point of interest or another little gem in there that you can apply to your trading right now. So
yeah.
Is that a Bruce Lee line? I don't know where it came from.
No, Bruce Lee he has a line saying, hey, about practicing the same kick 1,000 times or something else. I forget the actual wording, but it's just similar lines, practicing one thing over and over again, opposed to randomly being all over the place, right? So, it's like fear the man who practices the same kick 10,000 times than at 10,000 different kicks. Exactly right, because that 100%. And trading is like that, and golf is like that, because golf is you against you. It's like, doesn't matter how somebody else does. It's just all about you. And trading is the same thing. It's you against you, and the mindset and psychology. And one day you come, and I don't play golf at all. Like, I'm so bad, Peter. I'm so bad, because what I do is I lift. As I'm trying to lift the ball, I lift my shoulders up. Bro, it's like, stop lifting your shoulders up. It's like you're trying to swing like it's a baseball, and it's not. So I'm horrible at it. And some days I come and I'm like, oh man, I'm actually hitting it, right? And then the next day I come and I'm just moving air around. It's just ridiculous and frustrating. I need to take some golf lessons, man, because it looks like a lot of fun, but I suck so bad. But yeah, I agree, man. I like that. Like that a lot. And trading is the same way. We say one of the hardest things in trading is finding what you're going to be good at. Once you find that, focus on that and just move forward. And also be mindful. Look, I almost took a Tesla long, by the way. I almost took it long, but I stopped myself because it looks, oh no, I messed up. I should have taken it long. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. But I stopped myself because when I was going to get in, you had to drop right below the VWAP. So that would have sucked for me. But it looks like it might want to go here. I don't know. You know what? I'm not reading this right. I'm just going to leave it alone. But yeah, a lot of things are reversing now. But yeah, I always tell people, like, don't go bouncing around from strategy to indicator to trading equities to trading options and trading all these different things looking for success. If one of the key things that you're still missing is following your rules, being disciplined. If you don't do these things on whatever you're at, there's no point in switching around, because you're going to do the same mess over there. So you got to make sure that when you journal things down, did I break any of my rules? If everything is no, and you still haven't found success over some time, okay, start dabbling in different strategy, because maybe that's not for you. But if you're breaking some rules and you're not finding success, and you're constantly breaking some rules, you got to fix that first. You got to take care of that first before you start hopping around saying, oh, I suck at trading, but options will be better, or I suck at this, sync trading will be better. You're carrying the same bad discipline there. It's going to give you the same outcome, right? So be very mindful of that, because I did that a couple of times. So like, oh, this is not working. Let me try something else. And trading doesn't work that way,
Apple is churning its way higher here. Not that pretty of a move, but
Steady.
it's going higher. It's steady. Yeah.
Very quiet move as far as volume, but yeah, look if you look at this 5 minute, nice quiet engulfing and just kind of trending nicely between the 9, holding the 20 at times. Apple does this a lot, man. If you're not watching
Hi,
it
Carlos. How are
closely,
you? Can you hear me?
hey,
Oh,
good. Yes, I can. Let me put the volume in chat. 1 second, guys. All right,
okay.
Andrew is in the building. Let's get here we go. Volume should be in chat. And all right, excellent, guys. All right, over on YouTube, we'll leave you with Andrew and Brian here, and then Paris will be on in just a second, and we'll see you guys in chat. Take care.
How are you
Later,
guys
guys.
doing?
Great smart.
Thank you so much. How did you
Thanks.
guys do? Uh,
Good,
Right.
good. Nvidia treated us a little bit better today. So I see here I took a short on it, a couple of parcels, and now it's just kind of sideways right now. But so
Yeah.
yeah, good day for us here. Yep.
nice. I
Good.
shorted
Awesome.
Tesla at the open. A really good trade, and then I gave it all back on PLTR. So
Oh
the
no.
mother market was not kind to me today.
Ah, damn it. What
Yeah.
were you showing? What were you showing? You were showing something that me and Peter looked over. We couldn't hear it, but it was funny. It was like some you Google something. I forgot what it was. There was some pictures there. Me and Peter were dying. Like we don't know what he's showing, but this
It
looks funny.
was last week when the market was setting up, when the Qs and SPY went to the correction. President Trump tweeted in the Truth social media that no crying in the casino. So we were laughing at that. Like
Okay.
everyone was saying, "Oh, market is selling out. There's no crying in the casino." And I think that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite tweets. Like
That's
crying
good.
in the casino. Like Google it, no crying in the casino. You'll see it. I think he did it last week, like right at the midst of correction. But financial market has volatility. Of course, it's gonna go up and down. Like, what are you crying? Like, you want all-time high every single day?
Yeah.
Oh man, so true.
Yeah. That was pretty fun here. So, anyway, yeah, we had a pretty good day. I think we shorted Tesla at the open as it started to sell off there. So got a really nice move down on Tesla. We also shorted Nvidia, got a nice move there. But market seems to be kind of trying to make its way back up here.
All right, so let's see what Avi did. Avi did a really nice trade on the Apple calls. Uh, very nice. Apple was very strong today. Yeah, Apple very nice. Um, and Meta. Avi did some really
Yeah.
nice pop Meta calls from $8 to $12. Wow,
Yeah,
625 Meta.
Meta's looking quite interesting. It is at high of day.
Yeah.
Man, it had a nice comeback. Well, had a big rejection on Nvidia there just after it tried to get through the VWAP.
Tesla is grinding back up. Um, Nvidia really is just disgusting these days.
Mm.
Disney, what is Disney doing? Disney is hitting the scanner.
That's right.
What did you guys do with the in YouTube?
Yeah,
Did you
everyone else did.
take the trade in there? Really,
Well,
market is super slow.
Tesla rejected right at yesterday's close, PDC, pretty close to it, and yesterday's high as well. So that's really that's actually a nice setup for a trade. That PDC rejection did not take it, but definitely an opportunity there. What about NVIDIA? Yeah, NVIDIA is really struggling to get above the VWAP and hold. It's heading back down.
Bitcoin at 88,000. Yeah, it's OKLO. OKLO is Mr. Altman nuclear company.
SPY is trying to break out here. This is S3. There you go, the Qs and the SPY.
Yeah, it's nice. Yes. Nice. It looks like it wants to start rallying up.
Yeah,
Not the rally, but it's just grinding up. Doesn't seem that market has much
it's
of a
very,
momentum.
yeah, yeah, we had some nice price action at the open on a number of these stocks here, NVIDIA, Tesla, some of our favorite stocks to trade. But right now we're kind of getting into a bit of a grindy session here. Wow, NVIDIA or Meta's moving up here. This is
Meta,
Mike.
yeah,
Mike, this is a trade for Mike. Is this is a break of high of day?
yeah, it's nice. Yeah, Meta call options are also super. I mean, if you trade
And
like
it's really sold
average,
off. It was trading at 740 a month ago. Went down as low as 570. Wow, what a swing! It's kind of breaking out. It's got an outside day going on here.
yeah, SPY is definitely at a resistance here right now. SPY is definitely hitting this resistance area back in January 10, 11. So this is definitely an area for SPY for resistance. So that's why we kind of stalled the momentum. um,
Yeah, look at Meta go. I almost tempted to sell some downside call puts.
Woods.
It's just
Yeah, Meta just keeps going up. SPY.
see, could sell the 610s, get $2, and buy and buy the 600s for 90 cents just to protect yourself.
576.
It's like $10 for a buck. It's not a great. Well, look at here we go. SPY is breaking out.
Yeah, SPY is now at the high of pre-market as well.
Probably buy. He must be able to buy Meta beta long, eh?
Tesla is also coming back. I should have got Tesla long. When I covered my TSLA shorts, should have gone long. Look at this beautiful rally on Tesla.
Yeah, Nvidia's broken out again above the VWAP. Yeah, Tesla's back above yesterday's. Tesla's gone green on the day.
Yeah, I'll get a long on PLTR.
Such a mean,
Um, get a long on
it is
PLTR.
such a mean. You long PLTR again? Okay.
See if PLTR wants to go up back up again. If the market is rally, I mean it's probably a very bad trade, but
I'm looking to see if I can find something to trade. So I'm not really keen on where everything is right now. Well, Nvidia is breaking out. What's Nvidia look like here? Don't really like to chase it because it's not really a setup that I would take at this time of day. I mean, if this was at the open, I might be inclined to take it, but these intraday breakouts tend to be less reliable. Wow, the Qs are breaking out, and so is the SPY here.
so the market is really Qs are really going very strong.
Yeah,
My PLTR long is let's see if PLTR can get to the VWAP. It looks like everything is slowly going up. SPY
yeah.
576.
Hopefully, yeah. SPY's at the high. Yeah, Tesla is such a meme stock. You know, it's just it has no to me it has no connection with what's going on fundamentally with the company.
Yeah, it is
I
such
mean,
a
can you imagine a
yeah.
stock? Can you imagine a stock gapping up on news like there was this morning? Like their sales are down 47% in Europe in February. That's just
Honestly, I'm blown away by the people, the trust that they have on Wall Street on Tesla. Like I know we can
yeah.
argue this forever about the future and growth and stuff, but the revenue of Tesla grew only 1%, and it's trading at a PE of over 100. Nvidia grew like 114% year over year, and it's trading at a PE of like 40 right now, which is, you know, significantly less than Tesla. I can't justify the valuation of Teslas.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's people say, "Oh, robotaxi and robots," and but there's other companies doing it. Full self-driving. I think there's a Chinese company that's going to be introducing full self-driving, and it's going to be and it's gonna be free. It's gonna be standard with their car. And Tesla wants to, I think their plan is to charge people like $10,000 a year to have that feature. Robotaxi, Waymo's already doing it. Robots. If you look at Boston Scientific, what they're doing is unbelievable with robots. Crazy. They have some partnership with another company. I can't remember the name of it. All right.
So Phil, are you buying the deep
Yes.
on Tesla?
Yeah. BYD. Yeah. Yeah. Look at Nvidia's really still moving up here.
Is really freaks me out, Brian. Is like if the robo taxis are also coming, like a lot of people are driving cars. Like, what happens? What's going to happen to our future? Like, what's the future of women? No, really. No, this is
Oh,
very serious. Um,
I know. The cab drivers are, definitely. You better be thinking of another profession.
Everybody's
And
going to
even the trucking, the truckers, though, I think it's quite a ways ahead. But I was watching a show about this. I think it's a Canadian company that has. They're doing these trials with these long haul trucks, where they're just, they're driverless basically. I think right now they're still trialing them, so there's a driver in there, but basically they're just letting the truck drive from. So yeah, it's like they all become traders. There you go. Perfect.
so queues are definitely grinding up. Yeah, Meta is really nice. Abby
Yeah,
got a really nice option trading on Meta.
queues are just continuing to grind higher. You could trade some calls on the queues. 490. What would you trade? 495s. They've come up from 20 cents to 42 cents now. The only thing is, we're coming up to 494. I think is going to be an area where we're going to see some resistance. Plus, we've been grinding up here for so long. I think we're overdue for a pullback. SPY is kind of stalled out there for the time being. Well, that's true. They could put SpaceX under Tesla umbrella, but I don't know if they do that. Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Mix. I kind of thought, PLTR looked like a good trade for next week. Swing trade. AMD's done really well too. Yeah, so I think we're getting into an area where we're getting to where the Qs are going to at least take a break on from this run up here. Yeah, PLTR is ugly.
Yeah, PLTR is super ugly. Like I'm still long in there, but
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna get stopped out on it.
yeah, just choppy today. Nice move up yesterday. There's a pullback on the Qs now.
Yeah, all right, guys. I'm gonna get a stop down on PLTR. I had a very bad trading day today, unfortunately. Yeah, the PLTR doesn't really want to go anywhere.
PLTR is not your friend today.
I think I'm officially putting PLTR really away. I don't think this stock is in play anymore. It's just not tradable. I
No,
think
well,
it was really good after the election, but not anymore.
I think it depends on the day. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. Like it's had a couple of really good days.
Five 75. Yeah, definitely is a very interesting level. SPY 575, 580. Any question, guys? Let's get some questions. If there is any question in the last 10 minutes, I know it's
Yeah.
Tuesday, so Phil is going to have the options day trading, especially for small accounts in the webinar room. So those of you who want to learn options day trading, especially for smaller accounts, um, Phil is going to have that at 11. It's a really good session. I actually attended one of them. Really, very nice. Um, Edris, yes, you can trade options on the bootcamp. Bootcamp is coming with a $50,000 funded account. For the profit sharing, you can't trade options. You can trade only the equities because, again, options are super leveraged, and if you really want to, take the profit out of that, then it has to be a different system. For bootcamp is about helping you build a system and testing that system, journaling that system, and essentially practicing on system and get money out of that system. And when you build a system, then you can actually go with the options, you go with the leverage products, you can do anything. But it's all about building that system. That is what matters. So yes, you can trade options, but in the funded account, you have to trade the equities. So Rich, the great restaurant recommendations for Paradox Hotel. Paradox actually has two restaurants in there. The Carmel Lounge, which we're gonna have breakfast on it on Friday with all the speakers, is really nice. Plus, there is Mott 32, that is very very nice restaurant. It's Chinese food, very high quality. Um, and there is an area in Vancouver called Yellowtown. There's a lot of really nice restaurants over there. So, what I could suggest to
Mhm.
you is go to Michelin app, Michelin star app, the guide, and then look at the restaurants review and the because the Michelin. Whenever I go to a new city and I want to find good restaurants, I go to the Michelin app, and then I look at the restaurants that shows which one has a star, which one are in the guide. A lot of them don't have a stars, but they are in the guide, so that's a really good start.
Right.
So somebody asking me why I didn't short PLTR. The reason for that was PLTR seemed to me super choppy today, and the market is slowly grinding up, and I really didn't see an opening range breakout opportunity on that. Like PLTR seems to me a super choppy, choppy day. Yeah, Schroeder. For a cold plunge, there is a place called Taliti that I go. It's actually really nice. You have to book it in advance. During the day, you can find it, but it's getting a little bit tricky when in the evenings. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about if if you're going to do puts on Tesla and hold them for the week. I think you you need to see some indication that it's getting ready to reverse. I mean, it might. Let's see here. Where are we right now with Tesla? I mean, if it got to 300, I would say maybe. But Tesla's just so unpredictable. Like I said, I would have thought, the news this morning would have dropped it. And it was a little bit, when I heard it, I was a little bit worried because I had taken some shares overnight, held some shares overnight, but it turned out it gapped up. So I got out of in the pre-market. I mean, you could buy puts and then sell some lower puts to maybe reduce the cost because the volatility on it, Tesla's pretty high. So if you did a spread, you could reduce the cost of that initial put. Q's still trying to push higher here.
Yeah, market slowly grinding up. Doesn't seem that the market has any plan to go
Yeah,
down.
AMD again just is going nowhere today. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of yeah. There's some really good Persian restaurants here in Vancouver. I mean, Andrew would know them. There's that one on Fourth, your buddy. What's the name of that one on Fourth?
Delara.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's really good.
Roger,
The
yes.
there's
I use only,
a good
I use only two charts. Brian, sorry. I use only two charts, 1 minute and 5 minutes. So 5 minutes for me is more like a strategic decision making. 1 minute is more tactical decision making. I could try to get the really good entries and exits based on a 1 minute chart. PLTR,
PLTR is going to 95.
yeah, PLTR is definitely going downhill here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam, it's 15 minutes. I never really traded based on the 15 minute. I think Eamon does 15 minute. And uh, again, I think I might use 15 minute as well. Like I haven't really used the 15 minutes. I do have one trade book for a reversal, extreme reversals that uses 15-minute charts. But those are usually happens in the later in the afternoon, so I don't take it very often. Yeah, dailies for me, Roger, I use daily charts to find the areas of support and resistance. Um, um, I don't use hourly charts for support and resistance. So PLTR is getting down. So I had a pretty bad day. So that is
PLTR going to 95. Yeah, Q is kind of topped out there. It seems like the buyers just kind of got exhausted for the time being. Wow, Nvidia really rolled over too. Not really,
yeah.
not big, but it certainly just couldn't seem to push higher there.
It was a nice short at the open on Tesla, but everything else really sucked after that. Tesla did a really nice sell off.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm down $19,000, proudly, thanks to Mr. PLTR. But no crying in the casino. So if you lose money, you have to accept it.
All right.
All right. So, guys, remember, Phil is going to come to the chat room. Phil has his options day trading sessions at 11 a.m. in the webinar room. And Paris is coming for YouTube. Awesome, guys. Yeah, sorry about the bad trading today. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, guys, we'll see you in Vancouver, many of you. Thursday afternoon,
Yeah.
you're invited to my place. And then we have the breakfast in the morning with the folks who purchased the VIP. And yeah, if anyone wants to upgrade to VIP, we have actually two people canceled. So email me if you want. Then we can actually get from there. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of learning too. So what could be better? Thanks, everyone. We'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, guys, we're going to disconnect from chat. Thor will be live here, and then Paris will continue on YouTube. All right, Paris is connecting now. We'll wait for him. Hey, Paris, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, good. Carlos, how are you?
Good, man. Can't complain. Can't complain. Let's get your camera here. And yeah, things are good, brother. How was your day today?
Well, not that great. Had a really good trade on PLTR, but took a lot of small cuts on Nvidia. Nvidia wasn't good to me today. So, uh, so guys, I'm currently long Nvidia. Let's see if it pops the 120. Currently long Nvidia. How's everyone on the YouTube doing? Can you guys hear me okay?
LGPS indicating now $4.44.
Hey, Matthew.
$4.45.
Hey, Matthias. Hey, Amanda. Very badly. So Nvidia is finally taking off something. Selling some on Nvidia. Nvidia had definitely has some relative strength today, and I haven't been able to. So I took quite a few trades on Nvidia. If you guys can see my screen. And I'm currently long, guys. I think Nvidia has a chance to break the high of the day. It has that relative strength, and one of the biggest miss today on Nvidia was this. People who know the tape reading, guys, this is the area where the buyers were stepping in. 1930. Go back and review the tape around this area. I just did not manage it correctly. 1930 was a buyer. Every single time it dropped 1920, I was cutting my size. Two times I added more, added heavy, 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 and then added more, and then again it dropped like a momentum was there on the downside, and I got stopped out break even. So did a couple of cut sizes, but then couldn't capture this move. And ideally, this is usually what the move that I'm looking for. And keep adding to the position, but wasn't able to capture that. unfortunately. But PLTR turned out to be a really good trade at the open. So this was 19,760 that I traded, uh, scaled out, $1.5 drop. It popped up to my break-even point, stopped out. And I tried a couple of longs here. At this point, I was listening to Andrew and I was thinking that maybe, yes, this definitely has a pop. But again, that's usually not my playbook that I want to trade. So yeah, tend to have that emotional trading today overall. Break even on the day, not down on it, but it's it's just not. It's a little, you lose a lot of mental capital during these days. You're not losing on the financial side or financial capital, but you're losing on the mental capital standpoint. But Nvidia seems like it's working. So let's see if Nvidia gives us uh, a something. Yeah, I agree, Adrian. I think that's what Nvidia is doing right now, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. Like if I look for this thing, right, this is like a channel, and it's been like bounce, drop, bounce, drop, bounce, drop, and now this is the area when I wanted to go long, and I want to see it go higher. So that's a good identification on that. But again, Nvidia definitely has a relative strength towards it, but it's not aggressive. They are very, very slowly grinding higher. And they have like a sell-off, absorb, then step up. So it's not people were expecting it to pop. Like I was expecting it to pop very quickly to certain areas. Like this was the opening range break up, it popped up, and I was looking to hold and go higher. Never did, stopped out. This, as soon as it came back up with the VWAP, I was like looking for a squeeze to the upside. Never happened, stopped out. This was the third trade. I had no reason for me to get here. I don't know why did I get here. Just I think this was a revenge trade, kind of. And this was where I saw a buyer stepping up, but did not manage it correctly. So yeah, small cuts on the trade, but gave back my profits on PLTR. So now if this works out, this would be a good profitable trade. Let's see if that works out. Netflix. What is Netflix doing? This wasn't, and Netflix wasn't on my watch list. Oh, Netflix is to 1,000. So, I think good question, effort over excuses. Depends on what emotions you're working with. Like for me, uh, like every human being is supposed to be emotional. That's the characteristic of a human being. You cannot get rid of emotions completely. You can definitely manage it, uh, depending on what emotions you're going through. If you are going through an like a tilt trading and like some kind of a like emotional revenge trading, there are different strategies that you can apply specifically, but awareness is really important in these cases. Like awareness about the fact, like I am like publicly telling you this, that if that trade on Nvidia and this thing is like it was an emotional revenge trade. Like there is no reason for me to get in below the VWAP on a long side, and when the trend is on the downside, so no reason for me to get long. And that's the awareness you wanna. First of all, that's the first step. awareness that you are in that zone. Like today is I am in that zone where if I don't control my emotions, if I don't control my size, I can go in a very Hulk mode. So I want to keep it very small today, and that awareness is really important. Like a very like the whole reason people say that meditation really helps with the psychological piece of it, it's because meditation helps you to be aware of the situation. That awareness, like for example, a lot of times that awareness of when you're trying to meditate, the awareness of your mind wandering over different uh, 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 areas. Like sometimes you'll think about the work that is pending, sometimes you'll think about all the what do you call things that you have to do, all sometimes you'll think about all the struggles that you're facing. But the idea of being aware of it, that you're subconsciously moving away from the direction of focusing on your breathing or focusing on something specific, and then bringing back your attention to focusing on that awareness is very critical, and that's what usually meditation helps you with that. Okay, Nvidia is coming to my break-even point, guys. So I don't know, to be honest, what I want to do here. I do not have a conviction on this either, but let's see if it holds 120 and bounce back, or it's 120 has been that level, but it has been struggling. So I think it drops. So 120 is trying to, let's see if it pops 120. Yeah, there is again a selling pressure. Okay, I'm out. All out, break even. There was a seller that somebody slammed the bids, and that's what made me trigger on the exit. But now it's popping up again. Yeah, it was absorbed. So yeah, I'm out on it. So I noticed that Nvidia in level 2 has a bug order, but big order, I think that's what you mean. Uh, but it not break order in like 120 price, no block order. Uh, big order price at 120.35. What it can be one. Yeah, so now it's popping up again. It was absorbing. So 120, 30, and 120. Yeah, they have a big order actually. 120, 50. This is 100,000. That's 100,000 order. Wow. Yeah, it literally came to my break-even point and now it's bouncing. Yeah, now it can go to 120, 30. Yeah, for some reason I didn't see that. That was a big order. Yeah, Nvidia has that relative strength, guys. It's funny, but I'm out of it now. OKLO. What is OKLO doing? I had OKLO in my watch list, but it wasn't like the it was very jumpy and not with a great volume either. So OKLO is now selling off. Yeah, no bottom as such. So yeah, 130, 120.30 is a big order, and when you see 120.30 on a stock like this, they tend to test that particular level. Eventually, it holds the absorbs all the selling, and then I think Nvidia does have a room to go up. But all the point is like, what's your risk reward? And like 120 is a good area to buy, but again, it's the buyers are not that aggressive. Like ideally, when I see some breakout happen at this thing, I want very quickly to go up quickly. But today, Nvidia, the way the order flow is, they are not that aggressive. They are just trying to hold up our price, consolidate, go back to go down 10 cents, 20 cents, go back up 10 cents. So eventually it will come to a 2030, 120.30 level. But when will that happen or how aggressively will it happen? I think uh, that's the question. But the way I see it right now, it's just it tries to pop up and then the sellers take over, the price to pop up and sellers take over. So not something that I would like to trade. I like positions to work immediately in my favor. If they don't work in me, and I like cutting them very quickly. I don't like holding them. I can always get back in uh, if I see something. But you see this, like it pops from 120 to 120.20 and then again drops, and then there is again lower bid at 120. So it's like the imbalance is not into one side. There's some players who want to short it, some players who want to long it, and eventually someone is gonna win. But this is like being a part of the chop. Okay, hello is actually yeah. Today was I would say a difficult day, except for the initial move on like Tesla at the open, and I did not even touch Tesla today. Again, yesterday also I did not touch Tesla, but initially open was very good. I was waiting for it to reject to 285 or the pre-market. Like I would want to see a pop and then drop. But when it dropped like from the get-go, that's where I'm like, okay, now what is this is exactly came to my support. Uh, and then do I want to short it here at the support or do I want to, because I like shorting at the resistance and then come take a profit at the support. Yeah, Nvidia, that piece of garbage is stepping up now. Now it's gonna break it to 120.30. Let's see if it breaks it 120.30 now. Comes back and drops. What is Tesla doing? Tesla has something. See this guys, this is what you know it's not aggressive. Like see that pop and then now it's like selling off. This is not a good, like this is what you call as like it's such an imbalance as such a balance price action. Where you see a pop and then it just completely gives up and all the gains. So the buyers are not aggressive and stepping up at higher prices. It would eventually grind higher, but yeah, these are the price action I'd like to avoid being a part of. But sometimes you have to trade them to be able to understand that it's a difficult price action to trade. Tesla is trying to step up. In this case, Tesla also has that relative strength, but it's below 280 and 78 below the PDC level. Okay, Nvidia trying to pop up to 2030. I think that's where it would like, I want to see a very quick pop to 120.40 and 120.50 if it breaks that, because that's where did that go? Oh, 120.30 disappeared? Oh, wow. So yeah, that means they are trying to manipulate it. So it disappeared. What index was it? What market maker was it? Yeah, it disappeared. And that's what you call a lot of times it's called spoofing. A lot of big players do that all the time just to manipulate the price or put the price uh, come to the price that they're looking for. Yeah, me neither, Mike. Because 150 I believe what I never. Yeah, now it's at 120.40 and 120.50 was already there. And then there's 121 big order too. Yeah, there is definitely an imbalance on the long side. Now it's gonna lift the 120.30. Very nice. Let lift the 120.30. Not in there, but yeah, not I don't like this either. Not a I don't like the way it's just trading. So Tesla is trying to do nothing. So nothing really that interests me, to be honest. Anything you guys are looking at, anything that is interesting? MLGO? What is MLGO? Oh, wow, what is this? What news came in? What is this? Be careful on the size, guys, at the MLGO. What is this? Wow. That was a what a pop. Now it's gonna halt again. Yeah. Yeah, what's the news on MLGO? Oh, it did not halt yet, but 1775. See this order? 1775. Limit order dropped. And then popped again. Dropped 50 cents in a heartbeat. 20 cent, sorry, $1 right there. Dropped again. 116. Oh, boom. This can destroy your account, man. This is like, how do you manage the risk here? I'm thinking of going long just for fun on this. No, I don't wanna do this. I think this is, if it holds here, it doesn't hold here. What is MLGO though? MLGO is a Chinese technological stock. Wow. It's Pops. Pop 18. Wow. It has good volume though. Pops 18. Oh, good volume. I think it can go to 20. And what is the float of this? Float of this is, yeah, 9 million. And that's why it's trading like that. Yeah, there's no way to manage this thing, man. It's very tempting to get in, but what about Tesla? So let's look at Tesla. Nvidia is actually eventually slowly grinding higher. Yeah, it's holding the VWAP, and now the thing is, it's trying to consolidate in a tight fashion. Now you would be wanna wait for the volume to kick in, and the volume, usually it's like the volume is just completely drying up. And the only reason I am not willing to convince on the long side, because risk reward from a big picture standpoint, 280 is the resistance area for me now. So from a risk reward standpoint, I don't want to go long because I'm gonna capture $2 move, risking $1. 1:2 is uh, not a great risk reward for me. I like to have at least 1:4, 1:5 risk reward. So yeah, and it's trying to just chop around, up, down, nothing. Yeah, MLG is holding up nicely. I think it can go to 20 today. It's trying to hold up 16 and then 16.5, and it's very tempting. $276.84. If it does go through 280, then getting to 283 shouldn't. Yeah, I agree, Eric. I agree. If it breaks the 280 on Tesla, then yeah, then 283, then the break of high of the day, that should come. So MLGO popped above 18. I think 20 is possible on MLGO. It's holding up nicely too. So I think. So Adrian, what's the explanation behind if it breaks 280? Yeah, because end of the day, Adrian, is what happens is now it's actually dropping. So what happens is there are two, from a 30-minute standpoint, there are two important levels on a 30-minute, which, and plus also it respected that level, and once it broke and then comes back and then comes to the same area. And then you want to see a rejection, and then this was a confirmation 279.50, 280 area, confirmation that it pops. And if it breaks, then what happens is the resistance becomes a support. And then you would be looking for the next level for it to go to like break of high of the day, which is 283.50, and then eventually go to 285. That's what I would think. Yeah, Tenzin, I've traded small caps before, and I don't trade it anymore. I've had some really good days, but I've really I have been stuck, and I don't like that. Like being stuck into a position and you are not able to manage that, it's like the biggest. So I've stopped trading small caps. Like when it works, it works like a charm, but when it doesn't and you get stuck on a halt or something, and in a matter of seconds, I still remember that like my average day used to be back then was like 500 to $1,000, but at one day I was stuck in that halt, and that halt dropped so much, and in a matter of seconds I was down like 23 grand. And I was like, man, like you would make a lot of money, but then you'll, in a matter of seconds, you'll give back on one trade. So it wasn't like a consistent performance. And I definitely looked for that consistency, that I should not be in a position where I'm not able to control my risk on this. You see this, guys, now this is exactly what I was talking about. MLGO now goes to 20, and very good chance like I was talking about how healthy it was, that it was holding. And in these cases you'll definitely make money, but these are such a small float, like 9 or 10 million, that one person can control the entire float. Like the bigger prop firms, they might be controlling the entire float, and within a matter of seconds they'll just dump their shares, and in a heartbeat you'll not be able to get out of it. And that's yeah, anything can happen anytime, Tanzan. And that's why with bigger large cap stocks, it's very difficult to manipulate it. Like it's very difficult to control the entire size or entire float of the thing. And that's why they are consistent. Like I perform consistently on those stocks. So Matthew, the yes, you might have a hard stop, but it won't even trigger. Like there have been times where you have a hard stop at like so let us say 1750, and from 1850 it dropped to 1650 in a heartbeat, and your stop loss would never triggers. So you're stuck in a hold. It's crazy. So SMCI, let's look at SMCI. So SMCI guys, yeah, I had an order for looking for the break of 4250. That's where the range was trying to form right here. And I would be very much, usually I'm interested when it's gaps up above this area. But currently it's just trying to be in that tight ascending wedge pattern. And that's where I want to see if I did have an order, sorry, not order, the alert for above 4250, and it did pop above 4250, but there was no volume as such. If you look at this, there was not a lot of interest on the volume at these areas. So I was like, okay, I'm not interested anymore. It did trigger the alert, but I didn't take any trade on this. And now it's back into the same, like on a bigger picture time frame, it's like coming back to the same, like maybe 40 or something, hold maybe a little bit more and contracts a little bit more, and then sells off. Sorry, maybe uh, pop back up or breaks on the downside below 40. Yeah, I would not like if it comes below 40 and holds below 40. Then it would be a chance that it goes another lower. But ideally, you want to see a hold. It's within the range, tight range. It's a range bound thing. But if it gaps up above 4250, that's where the real trade, where a lot of buyers would step in and try to push the price higher, maybe to 50, 45, and 50. But this is currently a no trade zone. Yeah, from a daily standpoint, you can trade where it popped up at the open right here, and then at this point, this is the place where it rejected and now it's selling off, tries to pull back, and then it might go to 41 and then lower. Yeah. So 120 is definitely that level on Nvidia. It bounced again from 120. So yes, I wasn't consistent. I wouldn't say bad days, but I wasn't consistent with small stocks. And the idea of not being able to manage my risk or not being able to like was not right for me. Like to be able to like end of the day, if you can manage your risk well, you'll be profitable. Like doesn't matter what strategy, what trade, whatever you trade. If the risk reward is in your favor, if you just blindly trade or ask your cap to trade for you and manage the risk, you'll be profitable. Uh, so good stocks to trade, Martin. So Martin, usually the good stocks to trade are the stocks in play. stocks that have a catalyst, news catalyst, or something that is in place for them to have the higher probability of moving. And every single day, we filter out the stocks from the tens and thousands of stocks that are in the trading the market, looking for some catalyst, news, volume that where buyers or sellers are interested on that stock. Yeah, have a great day, effort over excuses. Yeah, good thing, Matthew. SMCI dropped further. Tesla is actually getting weak. Tesla is looking like it wants to do something. What do you think on PLTR? It's a battle at resistance. What is PLTR doing? Yeah, PLTR, that 96 area is definitely interesting. So let's get long PLTR, guys. Let's see how the PLTR does it. Let's see if it breaks. Let's get long PLTR. It's at the top of the range, which is not a good idea, but let's see if it has a momentum to pop up. Okay, adding more on PLTR. Let's see if it gives us a chance to, if it leads to a pop. Just choppy, nothing crazy. Looking for volume to come in. They're trying to hold. Let's see if it gives a some volume comes in to pop the price up. $96.07 is the seller. It has to lift $96.07. Okay, now it popped. Let's see. It has hold and continue. Beauty. Let's see if it has some chance of continuation. Still trying, it's struggling, not breaking to the that I want to see. Nvidia's bounced really nice. Tesla bounced too. tries to props and then drops completely. This is the type of price action I don't usually like. Pops and drops, pops and drops. You want to see like a one imbalance, like one side trading, like one side imbalance trading. Nvidia rallied. Nvidia is rallying. Tesla is coming back to its MLGO, and that's from 18 to 1650. That is crazy. So MLGO opened like that. I'm thinking of getting out at break even on PLTR. I don't like the way that this would be its last chance to prove itself. If it claims the 9607 again, I would hold it, but if it not, then I'll have to stop out then. Oops. Shit. Stopped out, guys. Yeah, stopped out on somebody slammed it just below 96. Yeah, I think very good chance. Usually, like I'm trying to capture a reversal, but the trend is on the downside. So people who are trying to trade the trend, like here, the trend is on the downside. I was trying to look for a bounce to the upside, but never happened. Okay, so now I'm down on the day, and I don't think I'm gonna call it. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna trade anymore. Yeah, and that's a part of the game. A lot of times, I think it's the volume that changes a lot of things. Then SPY was dropping off, so it's a lot of combination. You'll do everything right, but it just doesn't work out. Even your right things, sometimes you have to take the loss. And it's okay. That's what a part of that's what the game of trading is. Okay, guys, I think I'll wrap it up. And I will see, tomorrow is people who are joining on the Vancouver. I'll see you. I think tomorrow I'll be here. Take care, guys. Have a great rest of the day. You guys. Well.